61627.
Hey everybody, I'm just starting up my stream. This is Chan Chai, and we are in the AKAI Leagues. Today is Season 3. It's the first day of Season 3 of 2026, July 4th. Hope everyone's doing well, and yeah, we're doing our usual podcast kind of segment where Kai and I chat, and Setsuna too, if he's available today. It is a holiday weekend. I hope everyone's doing really well today.
Alright, and Nate the Whipper is General Whipper, for those who don't know. This is a new nickname. He got too annoyed that he always had to tell people who he is on Twitch since he goes back. So Nate the Whipper is our Season 1 and Season 0 league leader. Yeah, on the bigger screen. One, two, five, four, nine. 12549. 125. Did you do anything special for last night? It's July 4th.
Well, today is July 4th. Yesterday was July 3rd. No, I don't really do 4th of July that way. But that said, I was doing something special. I was at Virtual Fridays, our Friday local sessions at Portland Axe Throwing. Had an amazing time. We talked a lot about Virtua Fighter. I had a lot of really good battles, and we also, we introduced some new people to Virtua Fighter as well, and we also talked about the Bakunawa Killer and talked about, Shenmue as well as Virtua Fighter. We have a couple serious Shenmue fans who are part of our group. We actually also have a serious Mortal Kombat fan in our group too, so it's a lot of fun talking about stuff like the lore and possible implications, and we generally talk fighting game community stuff, but our Virtual Fridays is very much a Virtua Fighter local, whereas the other two locals I go to on the weekdays are overall fighting game oriented. But the Virtual Fridays has been really fun to just I play quite a bit, but I also just end up chatting and hanging out quite a bit, like a lot. So it's been really fun. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with that, and yeah, everybody's really intrigued by the lore from that trailer last week. So I think I'm guessing that's a topic of conversation for today. So.
Okay. But yeah, I think a lot of that is, I think it has more attention than the Summer Game Fest in certain ways, and maybe because there's actually more, I guess, relationship to the old legacy characters involved. I mean, like CL and everyone's new, and so it's like Western relationship with the old cast, but with the Bakunawa Killer, there's definitely much more emphasis on that connection from the legacy cast. So.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of the nature of gaming entertainment too, is the stories that we kind of create and experience through them. And so what's wonderful about Virtua Fighter, as you mentioned in your tweets, Virtua Fighter has always had lore. It's just that its lore was just secondary, or we found it in the game manual, or we found it in official materials, and sometimes fans speculate some stuff, but really it's there, right? And the gameplay focus was always, because it was an arcade game, the focus was so much, on what's presented in the gameplay. But then we had, also the CG series that tried to get us to appreciate the characters more in a more direct way. And then we also have Virtua Fighter 3's opening cinematic that kind of gives us some glimpses of the characters as well in this way. But now there's this deep lore element, and there's also a deep trust in RGG Studios' ability to do a narrative. in games. And so I think what's wonderful about it then is, of course, this you can be all kinds of gamers that like this type of narrative, especially action narrative, and some of the drama that can underlie that, and then combined with some of the intriguing things about Virtua Fighter Crossroads, and then of course then we have gameplay for as well. So having all of these is really big, and then so we can see the deep interest in that, and they each have really great things about it. Always have to remember this guard break for the ring out threat. Now I'm gonna be quiet while I focus on Ripper here.
Okay. We got 8 people in the North America room. We got Raging Mars and Chloe I4 in the Europe side, so it's good. Got people in it. Hey, Poki Suzuki. Information is on the bottom of the screen there. If you see that code and room, that's when you can actually join the room. If you see please do not enter the room while the league is running. Mainly because when you do join a room, it does cause ongoing matches to have like a slight pause or freeze, and in the worst case, it actually might cause that match to completely disconnect from each other, and they just randomly give someone a name. So if you're watching and listening to the stream, just kind of pay attention to when you should be joining the league room and not. Right now, you can't join the league rooms. Okay? But if in the case where when you're not supposed to join the room, you'll see where the passcode is now. It'll just say please do not enter. Okay, so that's how I'm trying to make this a little bit easier until maybe Sega can make it better for us. Cross my fingers. Knock on joystick. What else? Alright, let me go post around on the Discord channels, and then we'll start to count down 5 matches once we have 4 more people. North America already has that amount of people. Europe, we got 2, so 2 more. We're looking for 2 more for Europe. Okay.
Was that Satsuna I heard there joining us?
Hey, Satsuna. Are you fully awake? I'm still half awake now. Okay, let's see.
Round 1. Ready, go!
That was a really fun battle, Ripper, so I really enjoyed that fight. Let's see here. Shouldn't have been playing VF at 3 a.m. Of course you should be playing VF at 3 a.m. It's when all the monsters fight.
Yeah, I got demoted and promoted here and there.
So really interesting.
Jan Weber was one of my competitions.
Satsuna, I can't hear you too well. Okay, good.
You couldn't hear me because I wasn't in the room.
Okay.
Okay. Did you get in the sleep now, Satsuna?
Come again?
Did you get enough sleep now, or you're still tired?
I'm still tired, but I did get enough sleep.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I woke up at like 10. And yesterday I woke up at 9:30.
Yeah, I had to get up at. I was supposed to get up at 6 o'clock, and I got up at 8 o'clock instead.
Oh no.
61627. Yes, I finally got past my gatekeeper last night. But it might be because he was too tired from playing 3 a.m. like me.
Who was that?
Jan Whipper, who now goes by the nickname Nate the Whipper.
Yeah. He changed his name.
To match with Nathan, basically.
Bad moment to give Sony money.
It's like the first one is free to change, or is already the first one? Yeah, I had to pay.
One a year, yeah. I think one change a year. That might be an old policy, but that's the policy I remember.
I should honestly be on PC, guys.
Round 2.
So you guys are setting up a GoFundMe for Nate the Ripper to go on PC. I think he's playing just fine. I think, you know, I have no complaints about his play.
Let's see.
And compared to the kind of PC one might get in these times where PC components are kind of expensive, the PS5 does the consoles offer stability. You know, so you kind of know what you're getting, and if you're used to it, it's incredibly consistent.
I saw like a Maximilian posted not too long ago about PlayStation 6 might be coming out soon, but it's gonna be really expensive. Based on like, what you're saying, cost of materials is a lot expensive right now.
It probably would be expensive. Yeah, I have no idea on that. Like, I think it was intended for the PS6 to be coming out around this time, but I think, you know, the situation with things is interesting, and I don't know. For me, I think they would be patient, or I think like the rollout of a new generation would be possibly patient because of situations around the world, around costs, around demand, around video gaming too. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's never really stopped many people before. But I would be kind of surprised if they release a new console, if they rushed one at this time. I think there's a strategic reason to be more patient and build up a rollout and build up demand and kind of figure out what the concept should be going for future generations. But of course, they've already planned for a long time, and
at this moment, it's already finalized and made and designed.
Yeah, could be, but I don't know. I think, you know, there's something to be said about your strategy course correcting on stuff. But again, you have the contracts made.
R&D cycles go for longer than you probably imagine.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah. So my company's R&D cycles are like 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, physical is really tough too.
The components that we use are not complex. So.
Yeah. No, it's true. There's a lot of contracts that are made too with manufacturers as well and fabrication. So that's huge too. But hopefully it's not like a sunk cost though, right? So, you know, like the world has changed and we're doing all these changes, but of course most of the change happens on software end, and on software distribution, and that doesn't really change too much. So we'll see. So yeah, those contracts could also be what makes releasing fine if there's like some kind of lock on the cost of the unit. But we'll see.
I mean, certainly Sony has a lot of money to really actually use the scale to bring prices down. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to start the 5-match countdown now for North America. Sure. We got 13 people in the awesome. So we got only 3 more spaces left for North America to get a spectator. No, we got 4 more spaces left in North America.
Ready, go!
Alright, let's go start the countdown. So for those who are not familiar, usually it's 5 matches before we start the league. It's usually for the second, third. So it gives people plenty of time to take a snack break, stretch, restroom break, what you need if you want to continue playing the second and third league. And also give people who want to currently get the first league to join the second and third. Right? That, and we're still looking for 2 more, at least 2 more for Europe.
Ready, go!
thank you, Jennifer. I believe you're in the wrong room. That is the Europe room. You want to join North America. Alright, let me go post that. I think TJ appears as North America. Let me go check.
Round 3. Ready, go!
What am I looking for?
Yeah, Noodle was asking. Noodle was asking like, what's wrong with console, and I told them, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with console, but PC you can get faster performance, but it's up to the PC you're using and but you're also going to be managing that environment. So if you have a really good PC, that's going to play the game faster. However, console is very consistent, and you got players like Ripper and also players like Noodle who actually, I've heard, give Imajan a hard time, which doesn't surprise me because of Noodle's skill sets. But they play on console, and it's a very consistent environment. So, yeah, I personally don't think anything's wrong with console. It's just more of on PC it's probably a little faster, and so I understand that sentiment. But Noodle was wondering why anyone would think there's something wrong with console. So yeah,
I don't have issue with console. I sometimes actually prefer the console than the PC.
I'm in that boat sometimes. So yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, I kind of disrupted what you're saying.
Yeah, no problem. I need to do my normal league, checking out people's replies and what else.
I mean,
I used to get in there also.
I do play with both every week, and so I'm, to be honest, very happy playing on PS5 as much as I am playing on PC. And I do run into challenges on different PCs because I'm playing on, at locals you're going to play on different PCs. So some PCs will run better than others. On PC, sometimes I do run into that unfortunate controller swap bug a little more, but not always. There are days where I never run into it, and then there are days where we had it like 3 times in a row. So yeah.
Alright, we're like one more person for the Europe room, so we have at least 4. Going for this. I think Europe is kind of. Remember how I usually start much later than I usually do, but actually this is actually a little bit earlier than these moves up.
The console discussion does bring up another topic that MoveQuick brought up in my chat, which is this week's other big news by Sony, the 1-2 punch that Sony gave, right? Number one, they're really now committed to no longer producing physical games. So they will cease production of discs soon. And then number 2, same day, they also announced they're finally, they intended to do this a few years ago, and then they walked it back. But they've said again that they are going to sunset the PlayStation Store for the PS3 and for the Vita. So those will no longer have support if they follow through on that. That said, to add to some of that history, Nintendo had, a few years ago, both Nintendo and Sony had announced they were doing this on some of their older systems. This was the Wii and the 3DS both had their eShops sunsetted, and those Nintendo did follow through. Sony announced similar thing, but they ended up walking it back, or at least just like keeping those open. But it sounds like they're pretty serious now, and they're moving the storefronts forward. I think it has a lot to do with how license agreements work on gaming, and also the future that they imagine they're going to take everybody towards, which is probably pure digital and license, and who knows what that can mean. So that was a huge news, and of course we saw lots and lots of memes on social media by lots of companies. Apparently the KFC España site, which I was wondering if that was real or not, but that site has been pushing some pretty cool looking memes that was poking fun at Sony. There's been lots and lots of responses on social media. Retro Toby says he almost got Hema on the first attempt. Hell yeah! Way to give it a good fight, and it's really good. You go straight to Hema. It's always a good training session. You're always going to get stronger fighting against him. He's a beast, one of the best, and very, very scary. Very, very fun. So, really cheers. Really good that you guys are putting those fights in. Keep it up. Alright, how are we doing on the count, AKAI?
I think we're at 3 matches. Chat. Yeah, 3 matches. Okay, 2 matches now. There are 12 players right now with 2 matches, so anyone in want to join the North America room, you have about 3 to 4 minutes to do so. Let me see if I can get DJ right here to hear. Alright, box face again. Escape. Can't stay in the room. Check with it. Actually, I have a question. If you block someone, could that actually cause someone to not join the room that you're in?
Probably.
Okay.
I would like to believe so, but I don't know.
So some people has more tendency to not be sticking to the room. So it's like kind of wondering what might be the issues.
It would be funny if somebody blocked him and now he can't make it in.
I would say.
It's not funny, haha, but.
I would say from my dojo sessions, I see a similar thing, and I have nobody blocked. So, but that's definitely something to wonder about.
For those who are having trouble getting into the appropriate room, let me go show you the secret J6 duel room. It's not secret no more because it's now on stream. Let's see. Alright, the duel room. You join that room. Passcode is 2026 as a spectator for 30 seconds. So we're not sure if it actually helps or not, but some people say it does. So we're just going to keep having that duel room just in case it does help you get into the room that you want to. So go into that room if you can't get into the Europe League room or the North America League room. Wait about 30 seconds. As a spectator, exit and try to join the actual room you want to go into. Alright.
AKAI, that is a wonderful question, though. You're right. Like, theoretically, if we have people that want to join our sessions, but they have each other blocked because, I don't know, they ran into each other on a bad connection on ranked, that could become a big issue if that block affects the room.
Yeah, we might want to test that out.
Yeah, I might tell you to submit an inquiry to the dev team. Like I mean through the Discord.
Yeah. Hey, I've had a dual room. Could you tell me if does that actually help? Solve some issue, or are we just being very sick? Is it just a crack mess?
On that one, I assume that they'll just give you a non-committal answer on that one. But I do think you can ask them like, hey, if a player is if 2 players are like, if one player is blocking another player, and they both want to join a public like lobby like AKAI leagues, would that have an effect on that room? Like, does that room honor the block, and then suddenly now certain people can't go into the room because of that? I would actually ask them that, because that might, maybe it's designed that way, maybe not. But also maybe it was an overlooked thing, and then you're like, oh yeah, in a public room, this, it's not the same as ranked, so,
Alright, we got at least 4 people in the York room now, so we'll start to count down 5 matches. And we have one more match before we begin the North America League. 12 players. Here we go.
Start running now. Yes. Koi. Round 1. Ready, go.
I like that sequence a lot. Oh, that sequence is so mean. It's a nice way to set up Demon Dance. But they've got to react and try to duck, but then they're at risk of losing to other stuff with the Demon Dance. Demon Dance is the real anti-sidestep tech, man. if like L-Blaze knows you're gonna sidestep and they do Demon Dance, it's really evil. It's like it's like a world of hurt.
We're going to see if we can get Degenerate Beer into the white room. And, before we start the North America room. And then we'll start.
Ripper's in the room.
Degenerate Beer.
Oh, Degenerate Beer. Okay.
I think if you enter a room with a prayer block, it will ask you to confirm if you want to enter, I think. Okay, that's it.
I would like if that was true. I hope that's true.
Alright, it keeps taking...
Some beautiful sequences by the Rock Reaper.
Alright, we're going to another match so I could get Degenerate Bear in the right place, so please do with me a bit. Aside the end.
Wait, DC Theo, J Crush, hope you're all doing well. Good to see you today. Let's see here. And thanks a lot, Ripper, for that feedback. If it asks us to confirm, that's pretty cool. That would be ideal.
Okay.
It would be funny if this whole time it just turned out a lot of our players are like blocking each other and that's what's causing the problem. No, I know that's not the truth, but that would be funny if that was. And then they'll be like, I didn't know I had so-and-so blocked, and it's probably one of those cases again where it's like, you see somebody with a connection you don't like on ranked and you just instantly block them. So, for me, I personally don't block anyone, but I get it. Blocking is a good feature though.
Round 2. Ready?
Alright, we're just giving a little technical difficulty here again, so let me just make sure Degenerate Bear can actually get into the room.
So Firebird, happy 4th of July. They said, I would join this current league, but I learned the hard way how long grilling can take. Holy cow. Yeah. So happy 4th of July. Grilling is a patient process. You want to grill right, you want to grill good. Like, I love Japanese yakitori, which is like basically grilled meat and vegetables on the stick. But for it to be good, somebody has to be paying attention to those things. If they're not, if they just leave it, set it, and forget it, it's like always dry and not as good. But a good yakitori can be succulent, is wonderful. It's a very patient process, So for a restaurant, it's like you gotta hire somebody to be just looking at that grill, So when you try to multi-flow that, like I've seen compromises in quality of the yakitori. Yeah, Fireburst says, I saw the sunrise. Congratulations. You are now an early bird. Hello, Sisha. Sisha's enjoying the show. He's got the popcorn out. Yep. I don't recommend grilling popcorn for the record.
So please bear with me. I'm still trying to work with Degenerate here. Degenerate Beer. I'm trying to see if we can try to do a room to get in.
No problem. We're here for you, Degenerate Bear.
Alright, so join the Duro as a Spectre. I see him in the Duro room now. While you wait for the 30 seconds, pray to the BF Neko gods and accidentally try the North America room again.
Awesome to have Sisha in the room. Blurring, Sonic BN, Crush. Awesome to have you here, Crush. This is a very good room. We got 13 people. It's looking pretty good. The only person we've heard having trouble getting to the room right now is Degenerate Bear, right? So this is a very positive sign. 13 has been the number that I've been seeing lately too, so. Alright. Poke, you can go ahead and play this one, because we're just waiting a little bit more for Degenerate.
Yeah,
there.
apologies. We're just going to give at least Degenerate Bear one more try to get into the room. You can see this.
Move Quick says, played some matches in Guibert's room last night. Awesome, the West Coast room. When I play strong players, it makes me wonder if I just fundamentally don't. Well, sometimes it's a matchup, sometimes it is fundamentals, but it's this game has got huge option space. And so one of the tough things about VF is you can't really single player this game in its multiplayer, right? And by that I mean you're like, this works, I'm going to play this way against everybody, is really hard because your opponent can interact with almost everything you can do. And because your opponent can almost interact with everything you can do, it's so player versus player on a very strong way, which I know you understand. But that also means that sometimes it can be really, really hard to find the answer to what your opponent's doing, and especially in this game where people can give you multi-layered questions, multi-layered answers, right? They can do like 2-in-1 answers, things that are going to deal with the 2 things that you're really mixing up, or sometimes 3 or 4 things you like to do, and now you have to move around your comfort zone, move out of your comfort zone to do something that is a little more, might seem wild to you, because it might be the thing that will beat what they do, but it's such a big commitment and the risk is definitely there. So this game is really tough like that, and even at the high level, you can definitely feel like you can't figure out how to go forward because you're having trouble getting yourself to see and do the answer that's needed for the way that your opponent's playing. And so this is like this what makes this game both very strategic and tactical, but also very uncomfortable for stability. And yet, when you do find the answer, a lot of times that can stabilize a lot of things. But sometimes that answer has some skill barrier to it as well. But it's true though that then that also creates that this game also has a high skill ceiling. So there are skillful differentiators that are really tough to get over. Like when you start fighting somebody who can react to a lot of stuff, now it just means that anytime you do something like that's kind of slow, now it becomes weak to everything that they do because they're playing in a way that's going to punish anything slow. Is there a way to get back to using those? There is, but it's hard. You have to get them uncomfortable. All right, AKAI.
Alright, we're going to be starting the league now for North America. He has trouble can't get in, so he's a victim of the Bound Zero bug.
Yeah,
And the door room did not help, so. Alright guys, good luck guys, have fun, and make 13 plays for the North America room.
Good luck, have fun.
Good game.
Yeah, so move quick, yeah, this can be really frustrating. The comfort zone being like you're in the comfort zone and they're attacking your comfort. So then how to break their comfort is really hard. Like, because you have to kind of do something that makes them stop and go like, why is what I'm doing not working? So that feeling of discomfort is part of the fight. All right, Diva, here you go. Go ahead, hit. All right, there we go. Okay, that doesn't work against the chair. That was really good. That was a good read. Good patience. So yeah, that makes sense. So once they know what I'm trying to do, they can shut it down. Yeah, VF is a game where you attack the player very directly. So directly. Diva's really, that first round especially, but this round was also really cool. Oh, I can't believe that thing beat that. That was so good. That evade 4-6P is just so good. Ah, so good. Make a guess. Nitaku.
Round 4. Ready, go!
This like 4-6P just does so much work. It's so good. This is such a fun battle, Diva. Such a fun battle. I love the way your Akira's playing. That was intense. So the hard part about using a string against somebody like me when I'm waking up is Leon's uppercut can have moments where it's going to really break through that and flip that situation. So you really want to go for a single attack Okizeme to minimize that chance of happening, because you'll know, and also because you'll have a consistent result because you'll use something that more consistently would beat the uppercut. Leon's uppercut is definitely one of the few really hurt box moves in Virtua Fighter, where like it does have the hurt box logic because his body moves so much forward, and it has evasive properties that slide under highs, at some highs, and so because of that, this moving forward and sliding under highs in the hurt box, the Leon uppercut can cheat some situations on wake up. There really aren't many moves that do that. There's almost none. Leon's move uppercut can do that, which is why I wake up with the uppercut like a lot.
Ready, go!
Be careful about Flamingo. Make sure that you're not in a compromised situation when I wake up. So.
Round 2. Ready, go!
That's so good. Yeah, also what Noodle's also saying too. So read what Noodle is saying as well. I haven't read it fully yet, but I can already tell what they're talking about. Also good. Oh, very good game, Diva, by the way. So let me see what they're saying. So, feels like everything I do against those guys is wrong. Yeah, that makes sense. So once they know what I'm trying to do, they can shut it all down. They can attack it directly, right? Once they know, like, once your opponent knows exactly what you're doing, and the more confident they are about that, they can do it. But also, when they know 2 or 3 things that you do, they might find a thread that will handle all of those, and that can be frustrating too. So those are 2 different kinds of frustration. Now the comfort zone is basically like that thing that you do is what you're comfortable doing. It's your game plan, it's your strategy, it's like what you think you're strong at, right? And at high level, we kind of know all these things, so a lot of times we're attacking it, we developed the skill to attack those in some ways. Like And sometimes they're lateral plays. It's like, okay, this guy likes to poke. Well, backdash beats poking, right? Or at least it undermines all of the poking. It's like, this guy only pokes? Okay. This guy likes to buffer. Sidestep is really strong, right? Like, sidestep is now really strong because this guy always buffer attacks. And this guy always does this kind of attack at this range. He never uses movement. Buffer becomes even better, right? But if he starts using movement, that changes things. And then sometimes this guy just likes to watch what I'm doing. Well, then I can just start throwing, because throwing is 10 frames. It's really hard to react to. And so we'll see like if they can deal with the throwing. But then this person is always going to attack at a certain interval. Now delay attack or like backdash are going to work. So, stuff like that, you know. And so you kind of start looking at the higher level, you start attacking the approach to the game too, like the way they engage combat. Like when are they going to make decisions becomes a really powerful place to attack. And so and then as you develop skill, you learn how to attack that better, but also how to get somebody off you. All right, Zack attack, here we go. And so that does make it that when somebody that's learning fighting against someone really strong, that can make it really hard to see exactly what's going on. But you're move quick. You're actually strong. It's just there's just of course this game is a deep game, so there's definitely like more layers to go. Keep it up. Very nice. So right now, even though you see me doing wild moves, I'm controlling space a bit too, and that's why like Zack Attack's not sure how to approach me, right? So, yeah. All right, good fight, Zack Attack. Good fight. Hey Savantik, how are you doing? It's good to see you on the Twitch chat. I hope you've been well. Happy 4th of July, man. Really good to see you here. Okay, I'm gonna read what Noodle said. Noodle says comes with time building muscle memory and being used to being under pressure. That too. This game, yeah, all fighting games, being under pressure is really huge. That's where the game you can find your zen. It takes a while, and it's a frustrating process. But learning how to be very calm under pressure, really, or not calm, how to make solid decisions under pressure. Because some people do it intensely, and some people do it calmly. Generally, it's better to do it calmly. I'll just say that. But some people can do it fiercely. But I think the people that do it fiercely, they're usually the types that are fueled by fire, and that type is good. But that can burn you out, like in a tournament, like that type of thing. You can get exhausted, and a really patient player can drive you insane, right? So it's up to, you know. So I generally side on calm. But I've seen people that are really good doing it when they're heated and when they're on adrenaline. Some people are super amazing, like when they're on adrenaline, right? But adrenaline, like the human body can only sustain adrenaline for so long. So, because it's a really high burning fuel. So, yeah, but also it becomes easier the more time you put into it and see all the flow charts and setups. Yeah, some people are good with knowledge that way. Some people, I'm more of a feel player myself, so I have to learn things the hard way and directly, but I'm learning it through muscle memory and through high muscle memory, right? It's like, oh, I see that. This is what I can do here. And I like to throw myself in the fire. But yeah, and Noodle is giving just general fighting game advice, yes. Move Quick also says, yeah, for sure. I'm not new to fighting games in general. No, you're very strong. Like I see your skill set when we fight. I just find BF is taking me at least 20 times longer to get comfortable with than anything else I've played. It's really interactive. Yeah, it's so interactive. I mean, Noodle is a ridiculously strong player, but they'll never talk like that. They're always got the underdog mindset, which is fantastic. But it makes it sound like it might be imposter syndrome. But but I'm like, dude, you're no imposter, you know. But I think it's their desire to be so much better, and I think that's awesome. But I do think, like, you know, this game doesn't let you have much of a comfort zone once you find the right opponent at any level of play. So Yep. Yeah. So yeah. To be clear, move quick is processing, and noting this, right? And it's true. And it's a great topic to talk about, especially with Virtua Fighter, because for some people that's frustrating or infuriating, right? They're like, why can't I win this game like a single player game? You know, like why can't I just have the winning strategy? You know, and it's like you can, but your opponent might have a counter strategy, so now you got to adjust your strategy and you got to adjust your tact, and your opponent might find the tactics that are completely undermining your preferred strategy, so now you got to adjust to that, or at least get them off of it to get back to your main strategy. Cervantes is just my 2 cents to the discussion at hand. Confidence matters. It does. In Virtua Fighter, there's confidence matters and projects. 2, hesitation kills. In this game, hesitation always kills. Almost always, you get blown up when you hesitate. So sometimes, even if it's like the wrong thing, you just got to do it, and it turns out to be the right thing because your opponent made the change and you didn't, but you committed to it and you still nailed them. You know, so yeah. And Savantic also says, and I think it's a carrot and stick game when you aren't used to winning. Yeah, very true. Noodle said correct. VF is one of the easiest to pick up, but oddly one of the hardest to master. That's how I feel about Virtua Fighter. It's the hardest to me out of all the fighting games I've learned and played. And Noodle has learned and has become so strong in a lot of fighting games, including VF. But I didn't know that from him. I knew that because everyone else kept telling me how strong he is. You know? Sorry for the really mean win. But Sonic BN, it's so good to see you, and shout out to the Sega fans, shout out to the Virtua Fighter fans, shout out to the Fighters Mega Mix fans, and Sonic the Fighters fans. Nice. Nice. That was good. Super Dashing Elbow does its work, right? One of the most underrated moves. Very nice sidekick, you read it. Good game, Sonic BN. Good game.
What a knucklehead!
Yeah, Real Noodle says that the fighting games they've learned is Tekken, Dead or Alive, and Soul Calibur. Eljuice says, is the lobby open? Right now the lobby is not open because we're in the middle of the league battle. We've got roughly 10, no. We've got 7 more rounds left. After 7 rounds, which is roughly about 25 to 30 minutes, the room will open again for people to join in and participate in the next league battle. So yeah, but the room is so right now we're in the middle of the league battle, and 7 more games, and then it'll be open again. Bring some Kage love to the community. Hell yeah. Well, you know, we have an amazing Kage player here in General Ripper, aka Nate the Ripper. So watch Nate the Ripper. They are definitely one that's favored to win this league battle. So, all right, DC Theo, so good to see you, my friend. I need to 4K there. Like, oh my god, I don't have the range. By the way, really good to see our friend DC Theo from the Las Vegas area. His, I do like, you should definitely follow him on X. He has really fun content that he posts out. I like that. I like that too. That was an intense fight. That was an intense fight.
Round 3. Ready, go!
So gotta watch out for somebody that's gonna evade punish. Alright, good game, my friend. Good game. Glad I evaded early enough in 6-6P to get a punish. And also because I'm close range, but it's still, it's actually a move that can be tough to punish. Ah, good game, DC Theo. Good game, my friend. Keep it up. Keep it up. That was intense. Smash Brothers worth mentioning though, dude. Smash Brothers does a lot of cool skills, right? It also, you know, makes good use of a guard button, but Smash Brothers like can reward reaction skills really well, and situational awareness on Smash Brothers is quite strong, and there's a patience to its like ring out play. And there's just a lot of good things in Smash. It's not a fighting game, but it's a really cool game and a very competitive one. I think when people have nowadays, in the past, it's true that fighting game players might have complained about Smash because they wanted to play it like a fighting game, and it's like, it's not a fighting game. It's its own thing. But now fighting games are so diverse too, so what is a fighting game anymore? But also with Smash, I think, you know, I think the stigma that's on Smash is more about the players now. It's you know, but the truth is all kinds of people play Smash. All kinds of people. And, you know, special kinds of nerds also play Smash and they kind of stand out. So it's like complaining about Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering. And yet, you know, many awesome people that play all of these things. So, you know. But you know what? Shout outs to the card game shop in my area. Chronos Games is a really cool shop, and they put their foot down and started enforcing the cleanliness policy on their Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. So they actually shut down one of their tournaments because the players were not, you know, taking good care of their hygiene. So now everybody going to those tournaments knows, you know, as DC Theo says, wash your ass or the tournament's off. You know, so, and they got national attention for that too. All right, okay, Suzuki, here we go.
Knockout. Round 2. Ready, go!
Very nice. I like the delay throw. I like the delay throw. Very good. I like using the forward throw.
Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go!
That was such a good one. Always watch it. So if you whiff against Okizeme, against Wake Up, be very careful, especially against me. Really good sidekick, really good. Oh, the combo was unfortunate. All right, and then we need to remind you how to defend against the Leon side turn game. So there's two main defenses when Leon has you side turn. If he forces you into side turn, and that is guarding is really good, but also if you can sidestep to where his front foot is, and that can be hard until you practice it. Once you practice it, it's not that hard to do. But sidestep to where his front foot is a very strong defense against him when he's forcing you into a side turn game. But guarding is also just fine too. Guarding is good. So you want to do these things because if you Abare against Leon's side turn game, he actually gets a lot more than he normally does for a lot of things. So he's incentivized heavily to try to apply pressure. So you can use defense to really undermine his side turn game, and you'll get it. It's good. We're gonna spar again soon, Poke. So I'm looking forward to our sparring session. So I think Noodle plays Jackie. So yeah. But Savantic, it's good to have you here again. And so I hope you've been playing more VF a lot. It's been a while since we played, so I'm looking forward to it. I see. So Noodle says they're a Leon main. Awesome. I did not know that, but I do like their Leon a lot. So. Let's see here.
Round one.
That's awesome.
Ready, go!
Alright, I like Crush's patient play. Welcome back to VF Crush. I like your patient play. I like that you're watching. Let's see what you got.
Go! Excellent!
I'm trying to sense their comfort zone and what they're gonna try to do.
Ready,
So
go!
very good game, Crush. Very good game. I like the way that you're observing and testing stuff out. So I wasn't sure if I could see what your win condition was, but I was seeing you observing and watching and like working your defense. So that's also why I took a more passive approach too, passive, I took a more pokey approach, right? I took an approach where I'm just like, well, I'm gonna sit here at this range and see what they do, and I'm just gonna try to, just score small wins. So. And then I'm gonna test a few times where I'll commit to a launcher, but really fun battle. All right, Noodle confirms that they are a Jackie main. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Yeah, we'll do a sparring session sometime, Savantic. It's been a while. I'd like to see what you've been up to, and always fun. And I could always use more Lei training too. So let's see here. I am enjoying the league. I have fun with these. I enjoy the chat and I enjoy the league. So yeah, it's fun seeing how everybody's fighting, right? But I've got these three. I got Setsuna. Well, I've got four. I got Blurring. I think I saw Blurring in here. Blurring, Setsuna, the Rock Reaper, and Nate the Ripper. I haven't fought yet. That's very stressful not having fought them yet. But I think all of them would have smoked me earlier, because I'm not feeling sharp enough to fight them at the moment. But we'll see. We'll see what I can muster.
Round one. Ready, go!
need to be able to react to that though. It will come. It's just not there yet.
Round 2. Ready, go!
I like this uppercut. Yeah, you can't block that.
Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go!
Yeah. Does he get it? Okay, he can actually convert that now. I hate that. I hate when they like, you know, they do the fall dodge. They do the fall evade. Or them falling means you're gonna whiff. No, I'm just teasing. Good game, Ripper. We were both trying to feel each other out too. We're both trying to play it a little more patient. So I thought that was good. Yes, Satsuma's right there. But yeah, I'm always enjoying the leagues, man. I'm always enjoying your company, Noodle, so I love having you in the chat. You know I love chatting VF with you. And you also know I love fighting VF with you as well. So, how are you doing? How's your 4th of July going? And I hope everybody's having a wonderful 4th of July. And can you guys hear the game audio fine? Is the game audio working out pretty well? It looks like it. The meters tell me the game audio is good. It's going really good. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that. Okay, great. Do you guys like the levels? Do you want the game audio to be more, or do you like it where it's at? My lighting's at the cool blue, so I kind of look like I'm from, like, I don't know, Monsters. There you go. Now it's going into the warm, as if on cue. I should change the theme though, because I think this blue gold is looking a little funny today. The purple gold is an interesting. Alright, awesome, Sisha. Keep it up with the league, alright? Keep it up with the league.
Round 1.
Always love having you here.
Ready, go! Ring out.
Yeah, you have to tech roll here. Like, you have to tech roll here. That said, if you do tech roll, you have a chance at messing me up. Like, you're in a position to reverse ring out. Sorry, my friend. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's just, watch me get wrecked here. This move is so good, like Demon Dance. Yeah, sometimes you do have to commit to a move just to get them off of this.
Round 4. Ready, go! Ring out.
Alright. I got the ring out wins. Yay!
What a knucklehead.
Move quick. You guys had fun watching that. Okay. This is how you play Virtua Fighter, you know. It's like, oh, you're watching, I'll try to guard break, you know. So, That was real sumo, 100%. It's good to see you, lesbian Ellen Iverson. Also good to see you, Neon Quest Marker and T-Punk, or Ping T-Punk. Yeah. The Rock Reaper is a very strong player. That said, at the early parts of leagues, he's a much more calm player. And that's actually his default. His default is being calm. But when he's comfortable, he's so scary. When he's assertive, as long as he guesses like 2 things right, he's very scary. Like, he controls the fight pretty good. Like, I'm just happy that I had a lot of L-Blaze training last night. One of my locals, one of the players in my scene is an L-Blaze player, and they've been getting stronger and stronger. So I give them hell, and I win almost always, but our rounds are intense as hell. Like, we have intense as hell rounds. And every single week, it's like something clicks and he's doing something a little better and he's finding another way. And I love it. He's a Guilty Gear player, so maybe that's a big part of his strength, is that he's just a really good fighting game player overall. And so his L-Blaze drives me nuts, but it's so much fun. Oh my god, boy, that's brilliant. I love it. Oh, sorry that your messages weren't sending in through. I'm looking forward to reading them, though. I always do. I always like what you have to say, Alan. Lesbian Alan Iverson. So good. I like that very much. I liked how this round went. I like his choices by blurring. Oh yeah.
Round 3.
Keep it fighting.
Ready, go!
Yes, throw was the right choice.
Round 4. Ready, go!
I like that 9P. I see. Oh, that was so cool. So yeah, so Lesbian Allen Iverson knows a strong melee player that was a Dead or Alive player as well. Good. I like the throw choice here. Oh, good game, boy. Oh, awesome. So also from the Seattle area, that's really, really cool. Yeah, no, Smash is legit. Like, Melee is legit, by the way. By the way, we got Smash, then there's Melee, right? Melee is really legit, but so is all of the Smash games are actually good, I think. I know that Brawl has like a lot of caveats with that one, but Smash 4 and Melee. Really good. Nice. Yeah, the Rock Reaper is hella strong. This game, look, at all levels of play, this game does have blow-ups, and so because of that, like, anybody can get blown up, right? Like, people have seen me get blown up a lot too, so it's just like, because they're guesses, right? Good guess, wrong, bad guess, and sometimes it's just the wrong guess, and that's not like the worst thing in the world, but sometimes it's like that. Need to confirm better. Very nice. Very nice. Alright. Good game. That was a really good last round here. I did find a line of play that I felt was going to lead to this ring out, but that was a really, really good fight and good pressure. Keep it up. Keep it up, Phasercat Games. Whitmer is a good guy. Do follow them on Twitch as well. It is Phasercat Games on Twitch. Did I take this thing? Is Setsuna really at 9-2? Okay. Alright. Looks like I've won this. Okay. -3 is 25, +3 is 20, so yeah. So I got the margin of error. Yay! I won the first league battle of season 3 of 2026. Yay for me. So I have won I think 8 league seasons of AKAI's league. I think Kingo might be the person who has the most in for Europe, and I think I have the most for North America. Now AKAI does get like bored of, like, he doesn't want repeat winners, right? So he kind of like tends to like not mention if I have like a record or something. He'll mention other people having a record, but he kind of like gets bored of Chanchai winning. So if you look for it, you'll realize he's kind of that he does that. So it's a lot of fun.
Ready, go!
Good super dashing elbow. I'm probably gonna lose this battle.
Round 3.
And there was also one season last year where, because before crossplay existed, right? So like the season that we had both like, we had both PlayStation and PC. I won both in one season, so I won the Steam and I won the PlayStation Network one. Good game, Setsuna. That was a lot of fun. So, all right, we'll join our chat now. It's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Box Pizza Cat's in the chat. Hell yeah.
At the middle of night yesterday. Well, not yesterday. Today, this very morning.
Hey, very good game, Setsuna. That was a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
GG's.
Yep. Congratulations on that win. I'm really happy I took first here. So, no, this was a really, really fun league.
I barely snuck in with second.
Oh, well,
Barely.
not barely.
One game.
You barely avoided sharing second. You barely avoided sharing second. You barely avoided sharing second. You got second. You locked second. Reaper almost came very close to tying you. All right, we'll let Akai do his thing.
Alright, so second, yeah. I'm going to start the league now with 11 players. Good luck, guys. Have fun. For Europe.
All right.
And congratulations to Chanchai for getting first. Let me take a screenshot here. Shoot, where's the too many controllers? I'm the game across eyes. Here, just a sec. Alright, Chanchai got first, Cessna got second, Dwarf Bruce got third. Thank you guys for playing. If you guys want to continue playing, just stay in the room. And for those who want to join, you can join now. Your room, don't join. So do not enter the your room. North America room, you can join now. Alright. Alright, thanks for playing Nate the Whipper. Nate the Whipper is previously known as General Whipper, so.
Oh man, hey Ripper, have a happy 4th of July. Awesome battle as always, but I wanted more, but we're gonna fight more probably tomorrow. But yeah, awesome battles. Have a wonderful 4th of July.
Round one. Ready, go!
All right, Seashell bringing up, we're doing the L-Blaze training session here. Always good. L-Blaze is quite a crazy character in this, especially in this patch, but they've been strong for a while, but it's great to see more L-Blaze players. One of the L-Blaze that you can watch is VIPism, very strong L-Blaze, but also I'm gonna give a shout out to the Virtua Analytics, and it's the A is shared, so it's Virtua and then Lytics or Nalytics. So Virtua Analytics is a really good YouTube channel run by community members who they're originally from North America, but they live in Japan nowadays, and they put their passion into that YouTube channel, and it's really good. It scours through all the it collects lots of replays, and that's how they get all their data. And they've created a lot of scripts that pour through those replays to get some kind of, some anecdotal insights, but also getting lots of great matches that they highlight and show, matches that you can watch of different Japanese players or players on the Japanese server anyway. So really check out Virtual Analytics. It's an amazing site. You're going to see very relevant, very good gameplay, and you're going to see fights of all levels. And do not discount players that are at lower level. There's so much that you can learn from watching matches from people like that are around rank 30, because what you do see in those matches are stuff that the high level players are trying to avoid, that they're playing around, that they're trying to not allow happen. And so you can see some really powerful plays if you look at that, and you also then you'll have a better context for what the high level players are doing too. So yeah, Captain Amadeus says, I love watching Virtual Analytics just to see what crazy stuff players can do. Yeah, and VF is that game. Watching all kinds of players, you get to see all the crazy stuff players do. And this game is I believe this game is incredibly expressive.
Ready, go!
Right. Rayblade
We're in the
enters.
team that's vote bear saying he agrees the Virtual Analytics channel is great. Learn a lot watching those replays. And that is the league leader from season 2, Rare Entity.
Yeah. Hello, Rare Entity.
I was gonna say something. Yeah, so we're starting to count down 5 matches before we start the second league for North America. So we got plenty of time to join if you want to participate in that. Looks like we have Firebird joining this time around. And move quick. And thanks for those who have left to play. That's one of the ways we won these league sessions. Try to be as flexible as possible. So if you want to participate in one league, that's great. If you can participate in all 3, that's awesome. It's just made to be as convenient as possible for those who want to play as a group. Right? Europe is going through a second league right now. Please wait until that is completed. You'll see that saying please do not enter Europe room while the league is running. North America room, you can try to join to see if you can. And may the Vietnam gods be kind to you and allow you to get in. Alright.
So the reason I also emphasize that if you look up the name Virtual Analytics, there's one A that's shared between, it's not Virtua and then Analytics, because if you try searching Virtua and then Analytics, it can be hard to find this channel, which is unfortunate. but if you look it up as Virtual Analytics and one A in the middle there, then it's you'll find it. So that's why I kind of give that tip there. It's funny how searches work nowadays, right? In this post AI world too, that there are some things that are harder to find, and of course also on X, it's always been tricky to find the players that you want because of the things it filters out. You kind of have to know what the nickname that they're putting up, and a lot of people change their nicknames every week. So when they change their nicknames, it can be harder to search for the same person you found a week ago.
Not only that, but I think the other thing that people really don't realize is these Japanese players,
Japanese
their
tech?
Twitter handles are like a combination of numbers.
Yeah, because they used well in the Japanese there's a different case, right? There's in the case of the Japanese, it's that they don't really play the algorithm. Not they don't intentionally do this, but a lot of them use tokens for their. They use tokens as their username, and I don't know if that's for privacy reasons or what, or they just don't want to be searched. I don't know that case. That happens on Twitter too, right? Where a lot of them will just use token handles, and it's really weird. I don't know if they just never changed them or if it's intentional. It feels intentional, but then it's like, well, I don't know why you're doing this if you want to intentionally not be found. But then the rest is also that sometimes you have to search with Japanese characters.
I think the website. I think the Europe is bugged right now. Let's see.
No.
It's very odd. So let me just stop it and see. I think someone crashed. It looked like Wayne versus Joyker crash. So let me. Guess. We might actually need someone to exit and re-enter again. This is what happens sometimes with these sessions.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a drink while you guys chat up, and AKAI works on the EU room.
Can we get this room up and running? Alright, everyone's still in the room? Okay, let's try again. Sorry, false start. We just want people to actually play matches, but if it freezes again, we'll just have to ask someone to actually exit and leave this time though. Alright. That's bizarre. Usually when game freeze, I can actually start the league and we still need someone to exit and quit. Yeah, so Wayne's asking, anyone in the Europe room actually going to versus fighting? I should check to see the player entry list. Is the player entry list by any chance already up and running?
Heavyweights are nothing to me.
Yeah, I think we'll matches before we begin the North America room.
Round one. Ready, go!
I think there's a Defensores Patriosos tonight. I mean, this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there is virtual takeover tomorrow. So lots of events, stuff for people to do if they're trying to look for something to do.
Knockout. Round two. Ready,
Let's look at the versus fighting.
Okay, I am back.
knockout. Round three. Ready, go!
I'm sure things will be okay on the Start GG for versus fighting. We'll see what happens. They're probably just doing some. They're probably working the brackets.
Knockout. Round four. Ready, go!
Like one thing to know when you fight against Diva: do not underestimate the power of Akira's standing palm. thing. So good.
Yeah, I just think they mostly haven't listed out the players who's joined. So
Yeah. Well, they just it's only been about 5 days since registration ended. Technically 4. But, yeah. So that's been some news, right? So we've got Europe right now has at least one VFOC invitation, and we expect another one that's to be announced later.
yeah,
Then
it's confirmed two Europe tournaments, and versus fighting will be giving up 2 spots.
oh, okay, that's right, 2 spots at versus fighting. Oh, that's awesome.
So there will be at least 3 spots for your players for the special events.
I think that's wonderful. Wonderful news. It's too bad the news came out pretty late, but I do see some excitement and some people registering, and I'm glad that our good friend Rain here is going to be participating. I'll be cheering them on. You know, us Leon players got to cheer each other. Usually, he's one of the ones that I really want to cheer for. So. It's tough. I know there's gonna be a lot of strong players there. I would like to see Kingo be able to join, but I don't know if he would. But I hope he can. I would like to. I would like to see Nero there. He was there last year. Was he there last year when Tonchan was there?
Yes.
He was.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Round 2.
And so, yeah, let's see what happens at versus fighting.
So the next VFOC event should be BAM on July 12th. So that's next weekend. And if you are from Australia watching this, you can actually register on the same day of the tournament, which I believe is Sunday. So lots of time. If you're a last minute person, you can still join that event.
Have you seen what have you seen which places which residents can apply for BAM? Is it just Australia and New Zealand? Asia also, right?
Is included, yeah.
I was wondering about
Part of
that.
the group.
I was wondering because I was like, they should also include Southeast Asia, but that means Asia. But yeah.
Southeast Asia is included there too, yes. Yeah. I didn't look at the exact countries. You know, they did list very specific countries too that represent that area. But I assume, yeah.
Neighbors mowing the lawn. I'm gonna close the window. I'll be right back. So-
We do have one more match before we begin the North America League. I see Rare Entity is rebooting his computer, so we're giving him just one try before we start. Is that?
Round 1. Ready, go!
All right, that's the joys of suburban househood. Is mowing the lawn. So it's a nice Saturday to mow the lawn. Let's see here. Hey, Oof. It's great to see you. Happy 4th of July. Captain Amadeus says, do you think Vanessa has a chance to be in VF6 Crossroads, or do you think Cielo is going to be her replacement? I think, honestly, she does have a chance. Even they were surprised to find that Vanessa's quite popular internationally. That's what Richiro Yamada had said, I think, in an interview, if I remember correctly. That said, look, I'm the type where I'm like, anything's possible, because even characters that are quote-unquote no longer alive in the lore could come back in seasons or DLC. I wouldn't be surprised if the game intends to have that kind of a path, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. I mean, each of these characters is a big investment, though, and it does look like there's a lot of characters already. So, but I'm very hopeful that we'll eventually see Vanessa. Hopefully not as just like an alternate skin Cielo, but maybe that's possible too. But I think Cielo is a distinct enough fighter from Vanessa.
They can make the story as good as they want, kill off every character they want, but at least for the versus, I would really like if they could have all 19 characters in the game.
Me too.
Maybe if not at launch, but because they're all very distinct, right?
Yeah. Yes. And so in the long term, I would like to see pretty much all the characters there. I think it's possible in this new system. It's an investment, but I think it's an investment that's probably planned. But yeah, make the story as good as it can. Don't worry about that. But and then make the multiplayer as good as you can. And Virtua Fighter's history of characters are great.
Oh, we're ending this guy kick out. I think let me just wait until I see you trying to join back again. And I have to check with the Europe room because I think the game might crash. So you guys can play again and just see if we're going to try to get in.
So Wu Within asks, is there any fighting style you are hoping to see in VF6? I'll start with AKAI. AKAI, is there any fighting style you would hope to see in future VF? Okay, I'll take that as he's busy on tech. Setsuna, is there a fighting style you'd like to see?
I want to say boxing, probably. Maybe taekwondo, like actual taekwondo.
Those would both be really cool. I think it's interesting that Sarah is listed as kickboxing, and Stella is listed as kickboxing, and then Sarah was like kind of a hybrid, right? Because she was like supposed to be a bit taekwondo, a bit karate, and a bit savate. You know, so savate is like the French art with like where you're like poking holes through wood with your toe, with your big toe. But savate is like French for the boot, if I remember. But she was like a hybrid of those things in VF5. I think traditionally she was supposed to also be Jeet Kune Do, but maybe not. For me personally, I've mentioned it many times, I'd like to see Filipino martial arts, but at this day and age, the Indonesian martial art Pencak Silat would be pretty cool too. They'd be very, unique and different. But I think some Southeast Asian martial art would be pretty amazing. But I personally was hoping for like Filipino martial arts. So.
Alright, the Europe League is progressing now. There's seems to be something that the game doesn't want Joy Killer and Rain to play. And it looks like 4 and 4 got kicked out. Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, we got some technical issues with the Europe side. We're gonna begin the North America room now. Where entity has control issues, so we'll play tomorrow. So good luck, guys. Have fun.
All right, good luck. Have fun. Thank you so much. And to what Move Quick is saying, I do think Okinawan karate would be really awesome. I think it'd be any karate. Honestly, is really good in this game, but we'll see. Yeah, I do think Boxer is still possible, actually. I think it's very possible. Especially a street fighting style of Boxer is very possible in this game. Meaning because it would have Okizeme. That would be the... He's too patient today. I don't know what's going on here.
Round 3. Ready, go!
I like that. I like guaranteed low throw off that. That's so cool. Oh, that's ring out. Don't ring yourself out. Don't ring yourself out. That was really close, though.
Ready, go!
I like that. I like that choice.
Knockout.
Don't forget, Leon has this wake-up kick, though. Captain Amadeus, that is awesome. I think African fighting style would be really awesome because it's not represented very commonly, right? And yeah, I mean, you know, capoeira is Brazilian, though descended from Africans, but an African fighting style would be pretty awesome, and I think Virtua Fighter can do it really well. I think Virtua Fighter can do it really, really well. So that's an awesome nomination. I like Captain Amadeus' idea of an African fighting style. I see. So they did tease Cielo as a boxer so many times. I see. It might mean that they're committed to having a kick button, and I like that. I like that there's a kick. I'm glad. I'm hoping that the controls are still GPK. Like if I was to create a podcast for this game, I want to call it PKG. So, you know, but and not it being just a legacy podcast, but still, yeah, like. But I would like to have. I do think a boxing character would be pretty cool. Now that said, during VF3 I was thinking of a boxing character for Virtua Fighter, and Steve is very similar to what I had in mind at the time. Very nice. Very nice.
Round two. Ready, go! Knockout. Round three. Ready, go!
I like that. Good. Oh, almost. That was a good fight. Your responses were highs and lows a little too much. There are sometimes where you had enough frames to go ahead and do a mid, and so if you did a mid, it would have stopped me from like assaulting you. But it was good. It's a good fight. Just some of those moments where a mid would have stopped me. So yeah. So keep it up, move quick. Keep it up. Yeah, it's not bad to do the highs and the lows. Those are because you're gonna try to interrupt what they're doing. But if you have enough frame advantage for a mid would still interrupt, and if it counter hits, you get a lot. So you still get a lot on a counter hit. You just might not get much with normal hit. Though with Brad, you can still elbow kick, but it's not the best. Just simple elbow is quite strong. Now that said, Brad has really good highs, right? So like, because it's so fast, his high elbow can combo, and is really good if you get a duck, and if you duck under a high, if you crouch under a high. We'll say crouch because he's got ducking stance. So if you crouch under a high, Brad's like 6p plus K goes wham. If they make a mistake in front of you and they're standing, 6p plus K goes wham. So stuff like that. But you're doing great. A move that I might tempt you to try out is 2p plus K. 2p plus K is a really good move. And it's, if you can crouch hit or counter hit with that, you get 6p follow-up into combo. So 2p plus K, 6p, then 3pp, then 9k plus G. It's a really strong combo, and it can catch people that are crouching. It makes people afraid to crouch against Brad. It makes people really afraid to crouch against him. If you sidestep and they're crouching, you get a free 2p plus K, 6p. You get quite a few things. You get 4k as well.
Round one. Ready, go!
9K. I like that.
Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout.
I would love customization VF6. I am a little worried only because of, like, I'm sure we'll get quite a bit, but I'm not sure how much we'll get because Virtua Fighter players are spoiled for customization, not in this game, but in previous games. And that's a good thing. However, the cost of those is a lot, so that's definitely a lot of resources, but it's worth it, and they know customization is big. And 3D fighting game customization is like the best. And Virtua Fighter Final Showdown is definitely one of the best customization, especially in Japan. I'm worried about how much it costs to do that, only because when you're looking at like a lot of characters and the quality, I think Virtua Fighter from day one, since Virtua Fighter 4, has had a high quality of customization. If you look at it, it's always meshed well, right? Some other games later would mesh well, but at first things would just look like they were barely attached to the character. Virtua Fighter, it's always looked like they're part. It always looks proper on Virtua Fighter games for their customizations. So even since VF4, the customization has been like, the customization has always been very, very strong in VF, but especially Final Showdown.
Go! Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout.
That was such a good, look at how late this Sabaki is and it still gets it. It's so good.
Round 4. Ready, go! Knockout.
I was a little too late. If I committed earlier, I would have got him on this. That was really good. Awesome, boy.
Ready, go!
Different answer this time. That was good. That was beautiful. I love that they did this. That was so good. Really good game. Blaring, really good game. That was so much fun. I haven't seen that option in ages, and I love that you nailed that one. So good. That was perfect. That was perfect. Oh, sorry, Move Quick, that your game crashed. It was good games. Thank you so much, Move Quick. I'm sorry that your game crashed, though. I was happy that we got to spar, but... I do like the character's eye colors. I do think they'll do that. I do think they'll do character eye color. But let's see what they do for this game. There's a lot going on. The thing is with this animation system, I do wonder if that has an impact on costumes as well. I don't want to be a doomsayer. I'm just saying these models probably have a rigging, or probably have a little bit of a complicated rigging.
Ready, go! Excellent!
I think we're definitely gonna get the Satan Shark finale. That's like Reachman doesn't say much about much. He talks about that. So he doesn't give answers on much, but he does give answers on Jeffrey's storyline. Nice.
Knockout.
Yep, that was an awesome. That was. I remember, you were the one who asked the question, and he was the one who answered. That was hell awesome. I don't want to get wrung out by Akira.
Knockout.
Alright, good game, Zack Attack.
See? I thought I'm better.
Captain Amadeus says, honestly, I will laugh if Jeffrey and the Satan Shark become best friends. You never know. They might be best friends on Jeffrey's wall, right? We'll see. So Captain Amadeus says, I wonder if they'll add the details of a character's mask getting removed from battle or like Pai's hat. You know, they might. That would be a cool shout out. That would be a cool shout out. It would be nice to have have that kind of detail in the game again. Yep, he mentioned your question again last month. Yeah, so they're definitely gonna resolve the Satan Shark thing. Hopefully it's we'll see what kind of ending they get. Hopefully it's not a sad one. Hopefully it doesn't turn out Jeffrey's not back. You know, hopefully it doesn't turn out that Jeffrey died to the Satan Shark. You know, like what? How would you guys feel if Jeffrey died to the Satan Shark? You know, so. It's like, careful what you wish for, right? You know.
You'd better take me seriously.
Yeah. Past VF games, ever since VF 1, 2, and 3, they had like hats popping off and masks too.
Go!
All right, Firebird, let's see what you got.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Okay.
Ring out. Round 3. Ready, go!
Very nice ring out. Good punish too. 3-3 P plus K. Really good.
Round 4. Ready, go! Knockout.
Good battle, Firebrand. Good stuff.
Forgot to train, eh?
So Jeffrey's father has been after the shark, so Jeffrey has to kill the shark finally. Oh, but it might be the end of a family. Might be the end of a heritage, of a legacy. No, I'm just kidding. No, wait, let's make it better. Jeffrey gets possessed by the Satan shark. That could happen. You never know. The Bakunawa killer is Jeffrey possessed by the Satan shark. So, you know. Good games, Firebird. Good games. That ending would be totally brutal. That was like, you know, what, like 33 years in the making, or like 30 some years in the making. And that's how it ends. You know. And then it just kind of says, well, that's life. No, you're like, that's not Virtua. So. No, we want Jeffrey. People love Jeffrey, so. Turns out Jeffrey like conquered the Satan shark with the power of dolphin kung fu, of dolphin fu. Yeah, the weakness to Force XP is a low punch, right? Or a 1P by Akira as well. Nice. And the good thing about this throw too is it maintains the same pressure on them in the ring out zone, because even if they escape the throw, like the position stays the same. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good ring out threat of a throw. What's bigger than a shark? Oh, whale. Whale style kung fu for Jeffrey confirmed. He is like a whale, dude. Alright, good fight. Good fight, Diva. Good fight, Setsuna. Blurring's playing amazing. Blurring is on a 5-0 streak. Sisha says, if Jeffrey fights the shark, I hope it shows him using Splash Mountain on it. I don't know how you Splash Mountain underwater, so he's got to take the shark out of the water and then Splash Mountain. But if you do want to see Jeffrey do Splash Mountain on the shark, you got to watch the Virtua Fighter Kids ending. So the Virtua Fighter Kids ending for Jeffrey does have him doing that. Like, we found out the nature in Virtua Fighter Kids, the nature of Jeffrey's rivalry with the shark was because the shark like stepped on some sunflowers, and Jeffrey was just living peacefully and happily with those sunflowers. Yeah, check it out. Watch the Virtua Fighter Kids endings; they're great. Kage's ending is awesome because he just, you know, he was about to go out on like the biggest hand in Mahjong. And then the other person like just wins ahead of him. The person ahead of him like draws their winning hand, and so they win. And so Kage like dive kicks them.
Ready, go!
Normally I don't like spoilers, but I think for Virtua Fighter Kids it's okay because not many people have access to that game. So much fun. The lore runs deep indeed. Good game, Ray. Good game.
What a knucklehead!
So Move Quick says maybe I should give Aoi a try. I feel like I avoid that character because I don't find her design all that cool. I think her design's awesome, but that's me. But she probably really suits my playstyle. I really like Aoi. That said, yeah, you're playing Brad, so you are used to having to make the kind of like attack decisions Aoi might have to make. Aoi can be a bit stubby, so you have to get used to her range. There's a decent chance you could whiff with her if you're not careful, but she's actually quite strong, and she's very good at disrupting the opponent's play. So Aoi is an awesome character, but her fighting is good. Like, her strikes are good. I'm not saying her strikes are bad. They just, like, certain ones can be very stubby, and so it's easy to make, it's easy to like get zoned out. So you got to be a little careful of that. But she's got very good strikes. It's just
Round one.
more for disrupting,
Ready, go!
but not the same way as Pi. Pi is super disruptive. Man, that's like 4 guesses in a row that were correct for them. That was really good.
Ring out.
Tayo Aaron says, guys, you know better than me. How likely is Taka to make VFCR? I need to know. I think there's a decent chance, but I don't. But you know, we have to see more about what the game system is like, because I really don't. Like, I'm not ruling it out. I would like to see it. Some people don't think that Taka's likely to be in there. I think some people would bet that if there's a character that doesn't make it, it's Taka. But I really believe that he would be interesting in Crossroads. I think Taka would be very interesting from what I'm seeing so far. And so I'd like to see Taka in the game. And I'm optimistic in that. But I would like to see Taka. Nice. Interesting. I would have thought that would have won. Very nice. Lau is my favorite. Will he make it? I wonder. Well, something like him. So here's what I can say. What we've seen so far of Bakunawa Killer would suggest that at the very least we have someone that plays like Lau. But we don't know for sure. But I do like Lau. And I think, again, what AKAI and I said earlier, really good battle phaser cat games, is that regardless of how things play out in the story, the versus battle could have all the characters. It could have the characters we want. So because it doesn't matter if they're dead or alive, you could just have them in the fighting game. So I think Lau is popular enough that at the very least his style lives on. But if his style lives on, there's probably going to be a Lau skin, right? Like, if his style lives on, there's probably going to be a Lau skin. And the Bakunawa Killer is very much showing Lau moves. Even the quadruple low kick is coming from Virtua Fighter 3 Lau. Captain Amadeus says, I think Taka is going to make it, but I don't know if he's going to be a base roster character. It's a matter of when they'll get it, if not, yeah, it's a matter of when they'll get it, not a matter of if, yeah. And so I do think, like, I believe Taka can definitely work and would be really interesting in this system. So Captain Amadeus thinks the mass killer is definitely Lei Fei. That's the most popular theory. The most popular theory is that it's Lei Fei. I still want to believe it's Lau in some form or something like that. I love the fan theory that was posted in Japan and then posted in English also, which is that it might be Pai's mom. So the joke is, you know, Lau is based on the character Pai Mei, and so it's kind of like, I kind of made the joke, Pai Mei? No, it's Pai's mom. You know? So I like the Pai's mom theory. That theory is awesome. Yeah, the theory is awesome. The Pai's mom theory is really cool.
Round two. Ready,
also like the land D theory too, because there's a lot that would resemble land D.
Round three. Ready, go! Knockout.
The slow thing. He stood up to do that. Okay.
Ready, go! Knockout.
Good game, my friend. So let's see. That said, if you follow Virtua Fighter lore, there's strong reason to believe that it's Lei Fei. Yeah, what if Pai's mom is named Mei? Then yes, it's like Pai Mei? No, Pai Mei. Pai's mom Mei. So yeah. Pai's mom Mei. Based on Pai Mei, daughter Pai. Well, I mean, the thing is like, Lao is based on Tao Pai Pai, right? And well, you got Lao and you have Pai. So, you know, like this whole thing spirals, right? Okay, we're not going to say Lao is based on Tao Pai Pai, but Lao might be inspired by Tao Pai Pai and Pai Mei and other similar characters. Tao Pai Pai is probably based on Pai Mei. So, you know, so this gets really fun. So Lao and Lei were fighting on a bridge. They both fall off. The Satan shark eats them. They only fight. Yeah, so now they are the spiritual, you know. It turns out that there's like a Moana tie-in to this, you know. and the Satan shark sings, "You're welcome." You know, so let's see. All played by The Rock. So yeah, secret surprise brother Tao, right? It turns out it's the son of Lao and Durao. That's who the Bacchanal killer is. The son of Lao and Durao. So it's Kage's brother and Pai's brother. This family tree getting very crazy. Hey, fan theories are always fun for spiraling out of control. So, but you guys should definitely check out the Pai's mother theory. It's really good. It's really in depth though. It's quite a read. It's 4th of July. Use your 4th of July to read a story about, you know, Chinese characters, Chinese inspired characters. Tyran says, Taka is all I want to play, so if there's waiting for him in 6, I'll just hang out in BF5. I do want Taka, though. I think that'd be cool.
Train, eh?
Yeah, it'd be crazy theories. It'd be a lot of fun, but Crazy theories. Look at Blurring is gonna win this thing. Yep, Blurring has won. Congratulations, Blurring on first. That is awesome. Blurring wins the league battle. Excellent win. Completely earned.
Congratulations to Blurring in first place. Chanchai second, Susuna third. Thank you guys for playing. We'll do one more league for those who can and want to participate.
Yeah, congratulations, Blurring. That was an awesome win. Awesome battle with you too. So I really enjoyed that so much. But at least I get to tie you on differential points. Very good games, everyone. That was an excellent league battle. Blurring, congratulations. You played awesome. Blurring in my match, they played really awesome. There was a lot of really great. They finished it with an awesome play too. They used a move I haven't seen in forever, which is Vanessa's intercept position into the circular kick, into hit throw. What were you gonna say, Setsuna? I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that I'm going to go help commentate the
Defensor's Virtuosos. Okay, alright.
Awesome.
Thanks for playing, Susuna. Until next time.
Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, shout outs to our friends in the Latin America Virtua Fighter community. There is a Latin America community. Soy AKAI has been one of the organizers, and you can check them out on the channel Soy AKAI. But also they're doing the Virtuosos Defensores Virtuosos, right? Virtual Defenders, and it's pretty awesome. It's a regular tournament series that they do, and you guys should check it out. Even though the primary language seems to be Spanish, you can go ahead and speak English in that chat. They're very nice and welcoming.
Thank you for the way, Cambosa. Appreciate that. Those join winning league sessions for Europe and North America. Europe is about to start its last league. If you're from North America with wired connection, we're more than happy to have you join.
So, continuing on for that discussion before about martial arts styles in Virtua Fighter, Move Quick says they would like to see Wing Chun would be a great martial art tattoo. I think it's a popular pick, and I think I used to really want Wing Chun in the game, and I'm not against it. It's just that Leroy kind of does some of the stuff that I thought Wing Chun could do, and I think Leroy as a character is really well designed in aesthetics, but when I played Leroy, it was not my favorite experience playing as Leroy. But I would like to see Virtua Fighter's interpretation of expression of Wing Chun. I think it could be really cool.
Round two.
So I'm open to it.
Sorry to interrupt you there. I did actually hit the start button for the Europe League, but so you just have to wait until the match between Ryu and No Limit T finish, and then I'll automatically start the league for Europe. Alright.
So Tayo Oran on my Twitch asks a good question. Why is Durell banned a lot of the time in tournaments? Well, there is a history for this. So Durell, historically when she's been playable, which has mostly been in console versions of the game, so she was never really officially a character you could play like in the arcade. But in tournaments, she was designed to be broken in those times. Now, Revo changed things because in Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, they made Durell playable just like normal, and they've also rebalanced her. They totally redesigned her to be a more balanced character. So I would like to personally see her legal in more tournaments. That said, the best that I could guess from what I've seen, from talking to tournament organizers, it seems like Sega is kind of leaving it up to the community. I kind of personally would like Sega to just say that she's legal, because she's legal and ranked as of World Stage. Is it since World Stage that she became legal and ranked? Or is it a patch? I'm trying to remember how long ago she became.
Revo. Came out with Revo, right?
Well, she came out in Revo, but but legal and ranked.
Yeah, level world stage, I think. Yeah, maybe.
But yeah. So from the beginning, she was legal and ranked. So I would have just liked to just say that. But that said, a lot of organizers, not all of them play Virtua Fighter. So some of them also just kind of look at old rules and go, "Oh, she's banned. Yeah, we'll keep her banned." So the thing is it's up to players or Sega or someone to really make the case that she should be legal. So she's been legal in some tournaments, but again, unless someone that the organizers feel as an authority says that Doral should be legal, they're likely to just have her be banned because they'll just look up last year's rules. In last year's rules, she's banned. Last year's rules, she was banned. This year, Frosty Faustings made her legal. Do you know of any other tournaments where she's been legal that were like majors?
Evo Las Vegas.
Evo Vegas.
She's legal.
Okay, so she became legal in Vegas, so I think she's now basically, she should be legal at this point. And so I did make a slight noise because I called Jabali into it on Twitter, and Jabali says he'll look into the situation. I don't know if that had an effect, but hopefully that helped inspire Doral being legal at Evo Vegas. I would like other tournaments to just make her legal because there's no reason to believe that she's broken right now. There's ideas that she could be broken, but we haven't seen the effect of her like wrecking ranked, and we haven't seen her wreck a tournament. So I think they accomplished the goal of making her a viable character for tournaments without her being the one breaking things. So yeah. Right.
Yeah, a lot of people was hesitant. So she was available to play in rank mode. I know we allowed Duo to be playing that leagues, and Wayblade was one of the first people to play regularly. So
we have not seen her break the league brackets either. Right? So we've seen Rayblade has been one of the ones playing. Volcano Shed sometimes, and who's our good player? J6 Commander plays Doral, and I love fighting against. I love learning the matchup, but I'm not convinced that she's broken yet. I think, and even Japan's still figuring her out, but not many people are as incentivized if they're not going to play her in a tournament. So that said, it looks like the time is now for people to start learning more Doral, and but that said, you do have to own the Doral DLC now. Ever since Revo, you do have to own the Doral DLC, even to use her in training mode. Now that said, that is a norm in fighting games. Most fighting games that have a DLC character, you kind of have to own them even to practice them in training mode. But I definitely respect people's wishes and idea that it would be nice if you could practice them in training mode.
Round two.
Yeah, so Rayblade confirms, and Rayblade ran the bracket at Evo, that Doral was not banned at Evo. So, yeah, I think it is time to, to set new precedents and to make sure for Doral to be in the meta, because she is designed to be played in this meta now. At the very least, she's designed not to break the whole meta, but she is strong.
The other thing that people had issues before was that the people with PlayStation 4 didn't get the DLC content, and so but now that the PlayStation 4 version of Ultimate Showdown is the outdated version of the game system itself, so tournament owners have to move on to PlayStation 5, so which is available on that one, so.
They'll never do it, but something I wish they would do now is if the PS4 version is going to be the outdated one, if Ultimate Showdown is now the outdated game, I would like there to be an option to switch it back to Final Showdown, to play as Final Showdown. Like
Xbox 360.
Sony has something to say about PS3, right? So especially since it's digital only and they're about to sunset that store. So
it'd be nice to have like a connection later on where you can have the different versions of stuff. But in all honesty, most of the time when there's a new version of the game, everyone just migrates over to a new version of the game, even if they're not happy with it.
I think Doral was in. I'm pretty sure Doral came at Revo launch. Uff says that Doral was not at Revo launch, but I'm very sure she was. I'm very sure she was, because last year we were wondering if she'd be legal, and they said she would not be legal, but she'd be legal in rank, but not at VFOC. Because I remember that conversation.
I think season 0. It was World Stage. Now that I think, but it's World Stage.
Is it World Stage?
Like one plus years ago. Yeah.
It was, but I do think that we had this conversation like during VFOC. Oh, you're right. No, you're right, because she would have come in the middle of the season.
Time has felt so strange.
You're right.
Sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. She came with Revo World Stage. She on.
It seems like she's been here for a long time, but it's only been like 8 months, less than a year. It's like,
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I will admit, if you're correct. But yeah, in Revo regular, Oaf remembered that she would show up in glitches, right? Because we would see those in ranked mode. We'd see somebody show up as Doral, and I was like, is that a Sega employee playing as Doral? You know? But like, I think Haya would like actually end up being Doral. So it was really funny. Captain.
we're gonna start a countdown down for. Oh, look at that wall set up by favorite cats.
Yeah, it's true that she couldn't be played in ranked until World Stage. So yeah. So Fofo asked Chanchai, what did RGG do to normalize Doral strength? So they split her into 2 stances: massive stance, and also the default rapid stance. Rapid stance, she's super lightweight. She's like the lightest weight character in the game, but she also has like a lot of combos. She has lots of strings that could really extend combos. So her combo ability is really strong, and she could actually ring people out from the center of the ring against like lightweights with a combo. That said, kind of hard to win with that launcher to a degree, or at least that launcher could be easily defended by an experienced player. So she's like, and for me personally, the thing I fear most is actually her massive mode, which now the thing is unlike Vanessa, who can change stances at the round start and before the round starts, Doral cannot do that. Doral starts in rapid mode, and if she wants to play massive mode, she has to get into it manually during combat. And because of this, actually the Japanese had acknowledged a few months ago that a lot of them don't use the massive mode simply for this fact, right? Because like you would have to make effort to get into that mode and then fight in that mode. Which, if you're playing like Leifei and others, that might sound weird, but if you play Vanessa, it makes a lot of sense why people would be a little frustrated by that. I do think that like that was like her reward. She had to kind of get into the stance, but that's me personally. To normalize her, it's just more risk-reward stuff, that she gets high reward, but she's also pretty punishable if you can sidestep her. And her animations are the type where I feel like a player that's reacting could probably react to a lot of stuff that she does. Some of the stuff she does, not everything, but they can react to a decent amount of stuff. Raidblade has really creative plays with her though, with her attacks, and mixing tempo with her. So there's something to that. So she seems very solid, but the thing is though is that if she's playing her combo mode, she gets comboed really badly too. Like people can ring her out from almost the middle of the ring as well. So yeah. So
Yeah, this
go ahead.
DLC version of Duo is pretty much what we always been calling mass production version of Duo instead of boss Duo.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I've been kind of leaning up on looking at all the old Virtua Fighter lore, because the Bakugan killer trailer kind of really sparked my interest in kind of finding tidbits of information. They did even mention a mass production version of Duo in the storyline, where Kage thought he killed his mom, but actually was killing mass production version of Duo in Virtua Fighter 4.
Right. Well, what if Bakunawa Killer is actually the son of like Lao and Doral?
Lao and Duo, wow, that's another jump the shark type of moment there. Where would you think of Duo being the
Kage's mom, you know? So, you never know.
There's a lot of backstory to that type.
I just thought it would be an interesting idea. I mean, with all the things we're thinking about Doral, it's like, well, could be like the son of like Lao and Doral, you know? So.
so for those who do not know, the original duo in the Virtua Fighter storyline is based off of Suki Kage, Kage's Kagemaru's mom. And then there's a mass production version of Duo, and then there's V Duo. V is in Victor, which is basically the Vanessa version of Duo, which is the one that we've been playing against the boss on Virtua Fighter 5.
So, Captain Amadeus. Oh.
Sorry, 4 more matches before we begin the North America's last league, so if you want to join that, you still have plenty of time to do so. Where Entity and Matthew has joined the room.
Awesome. Captain Amadeus asked, thoughts on the theory that Stella might be a version of Darrell? Well, that was kind of my theory. However, I'm going to be honest. Once I saw Virtua Fighter Crossroads, like the reveal a month ago, and you see the design of Stella a little more, just to her walking through the streets of Villa Sapara, when I saw that, then I was like, you know, I really do want Stella to be her own character as opposed to a Doral. Just because or it could still be Doral, but I really like the way she was expressed. I like how you could see that she doesn't look exactly like Sarah. You know, she's got a little bit more of rounded cheeks and stuff, but you kind of sense some personality there. And it's funny because it's just a tiny little bit, it's just a few seconds, but that was enough for me to be really interested in the Stella character. And so now I kind of want to see a lot of depth in that and I'm sure there's going to be a ton of depth in Stella, even if she is a Doral. I think there'll be a lot of depth, but I'm really curious. I'm more curious about her now than I ever have been. So
it could be like that. It's a Terminator Salvation, where the person knew that he was a Terminator.
Yeah.
Stella Bridges, SB.
Right.
There's definitely a connection with Sarah, right? So that's undeniable.
Yeah, and with the Evo footage they showed last year, the alpha showing the combat, like I was convinced at that time that crazy effect that happened when Akira did a massive blow against Stella, I was convinced that looked like Terminator 3.
Yes, that was what I was thinking.
Like I was thinking of nanobots. Go ahead.
I thought the hit effect was like, oh, she's a robot, so
Same.
You see that sparkly stuff, but no, it's just the special hit effect of the new mechanics.
But in that one, it really does look like there's like an underlying exoskeleton underneath, or endoskeleton, you know. So yeah. Sorry, exo would be external, endoskeleton, right? So, but yeah, she was. I was really convinced she was Doral when I saw that hit effect. Just like looked like half her face was blown off, you know. And so I thought she was.
I'm just going to interrupt the conversation here. That this is to give some progress. So if you want to watch from different players' point of view, we have a lot of different people streaming their session. Let's see, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can watch it from like 7 or 8 different players' point of view. Joy Killer is streaming right now. Why not Primo? You're only one on the screen because it's an even number of players, and with an even number of players, they just have it stick to one character person's matches. So don't be shy, it's okay. But you can watch it from Joy Killer's point of view, who's playing Law in the Europe room. We got Phaser Cat playing Pi, the Rock Reaper playing Blaze, MF Diva playing Akira, Blurring playing Vanessa, and Chanter playing Leon in the North America room. So lots of different people you can watch from their point of view. And if you want to learn about the characters or after a bit, definitely check out their streams, please.
No problem.
We're talking about Stella Bridges.
Yeah.
No, actually, whenever hear the word Stella, I'm not sure if you watched a Seinfeld episode. This is a 1990s sitcom that was very popular back in the day. But there was this character who was like on drug or something, and when she heard the name Stella, she just keeps shouting Stella, and that's the way I keep. Here's the Stella character in Virtua Fighter that just keeps coming up in my head.
You know what she was probably imitating?
No, I did not.
There's a movie On the Waterfront starring, my gosh, one of our most famous actors ever, but my brain can't think of it right now.
She was supposed to do
Who's the
Bruce Wayne,
Godfather?
so-
But basically, it's imitating that famous scene from On the Waterfront. It's like where he's screaming "Stella," you know. It's like a famous scene, you know. So yeah, Marlon Brando.
check it out, the Waterfront.
It's Marlon Brando. Yeah, it's the young Marlon Brando.
Okay.
And so this is like a very infamous. Thanks for chiming in, Kurt Kronos. Like I always remember Marlon Brando, except that moment. Now my brain just like is looking for it. But yeah. Also, someone said in my chat, people were wondering, like they said that if Jeffrey like beats the Satan Shark, they want to make sure they can see him splash mountain the Satan Shark. And I said, well, we probably couldn't see him do it underwater. But then Oof says, for the record, Jeff can definitely splash mountain underwater. See Duralf stage in VF2.
If Yamada-san RGG can make a very compelling story about Jeffrey and his lifelong struggle with the Satan Shark, I will bow down to their ability to tell stories.
Fofo says, bro, I don't like, he's referring to AKAI. It's like, bro, we know what Seinfeld is. However, here's the thing. You know, about less than 10 years ago, I was working with a coworker and Tupac was playing in the background, and I was just like, I love Tupac's music. And then they're just like, who's Tupac? So you never know. Because a lot of people might not know who Seinfeld is anymore. You know?
I understand that most of us who play Virtua Fighter in the 40s or late 30s and stuff. The crossroads has gotten more interest though, you know. I just to tell the younger generation.
Yeah. So. But yeah, but it's true that most of the stream would know, but it's good to clarify. Especially nowadays, we've got like 4 generations of people in our chats.
Like 2 more matches before we begin North America's last league. But yeah, I mean, talking about different generations, and I think that was one of the goals that Sega mentioned specifically. Now they were like the old generation BF players should be able to talk with the new generation VF players, like the one is like Kishidan and Kishidan Jr. I'm not sure you guys are familiar with those. They are a son and father who plays Virtua Fighter. Kishidan Jr. is a Wolf player, participated in like the under 19 or under 22 tournament, the Challenge Cup for Ultimate Showdown. Has definitely gotten very strong in Virtua Fighter.
Yeah.
Finished quite high in the offline tournaments. So that's also a name that you should be looking after, Kishijan Jr.
Awesome. I love to see a father-son legacy in Virtua Fighter, but I'm happy to hear Sega also wants these different generations to enjoy Virtua Fighter. That means a lot to me. I've always just said they got to make it for the new generation because, you know, we got to have our pure enjoyment, but I'm happy that they have this overarching goal that yes, that, but also we're not going to forget our old generation either. You know? So.
Yeah, to be very honest, I think I had this conversation with True God this weekday. We were mentioning that for Crossroad to be successful, it's definitely drawing a new audience that's not necessarily catered to us who's actually enjoying the game right now. Hopefully we will enjoy this next version game, but if this is going to be a success, I think in their eyes, it has to draw in a completely different audience that not necessarily knows Virtua Fighter.
100%.
So we'll see how it works, how it pans out.
Yeah, no, it would really suck. I mean, it would suck for the franchise and for the game if it only got us dedicated fans. It really has to be a mainstream success, and it has to really. But I want it to inspire them the way it inspired us. You know. So yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I thought, you know, like the storyline of Virtua Fighter was just not that big, not that big. Like everyone were kind of have an idea of that, but then when we start posting about their storylines, like, oh, this is actually what was in the game. Well, okay, it's not in the game, but it was the background information. It's like.
But that Ware Kare Do theory about Pai's mom is amazing. So we did talk about that on my stream as well. So the Pai's mom theory, so awesome. You guys got to check that out. It's posted on X in both English and Japanese. But it is a deep read, so definitely use your holiday time to enjoy that awesome read.
Yeah, why the color? He's the one who wrote it. He did mention that there's a lot of fan fiction in there too. But
Yeah.
the idea that the Bacchanal killer is possibly a woman, I also have that sentiment. Someone mentioned to me if it's Pai's mom, and I joke that we jumped at the shock moment if it is. But
Someone made the
it's a common
case.
trope.
Yeah.
It is a common trope in storylines, which someone who says dead is not necessarily dead. So.
Yeah.
But I guess which is more believable now? A dead relative coming back alive, robots taking over the world, clones. That's not a topic that's been breached yet, but I could see clones as a topic, as a possibility.
Well, you know what's a really deep intergenerational theme though? Misunderstood fathers. You know, Pai hated Lao because he neglected their mother. Maybe he didn't. You know.
Yeah. Alright, guys. We started the last league for North America with 10 players. Good luck, guys. Have fun.
Good luck. Have fun. All right. So I hope you're all enjoying the chats here and the discussion, and you guys have been an awesome part of this discussion. Oof, awesome. I'm really glad you've been playing. Rust is kind of real, but it feels good to polish it.
Ready, go!
Awesome.
Knockout!
Things have been really good. We're having a really fun, lively discussions about lore, about all things Virtua Fighter. It's been really great. See, I'll trade 3 of those for one of these.
Knockout! Round 3. Ready, go! Ring out!
All right.
What a knucklehead!
I'm glad I was able to kind of get them down while I could. So I got revenge for the last league battle, but congratulations again. Blurring was really, really awesome in that last league battle and took first. So right now the favorite would have to be Rare Entity, who was the champion from just this season that ended last week. Rare Entity had a commanding 15 first place wins in season 2 of 2026. So Rare Entity is here. Unfortunately, General Ripper could not stay. He had to continue. He just was only able to play 1. Right. I took the first league battle. Blurring took the second. Rare Entity, I would say, is a favorite to take this one. Rayblade is always somebody to watch for. And he's also going to be testing everyone's knowledge of Durao. I do love how much it's like the battles against Ray's Durao have been getting harder and harder, and I like that a lot because that's what I want to see. Let's see, the Rock Reaper. Never count out the Rock Reaper. He tends during the AKAI League, he tends to play stronger later, but I feel like it feels like he's got some kind of objective today. Like he's focusing on certain things, at least against me. So I think he's challenging himself to be more patient and make stronger decisions. And so he might be taking some losses while that happens, but he might be gaining really powerful information. And Rare Entity plays in a very patient Yomi style too. So maybe the Rock Reaper is inspired by Rare Entity as well.
Go!
Alright, this is the massive mode we've talked about. And notice that like it's harder to ring her out. Like if she was in rapid mode, she would have been rung out. And now see, like the combos is like a heavyweight character. And so I gotta be very careful about not putting myself into ring out by observing how the combos work against the massive mode. Now the thing, somebody did ask, what is it that why am I worried about massive mode? I'm worried about it because of reverse mix-up, and because of what can happen in a reverse mix-up, and because you're forced to guess. And I like making people guess, but the way that like a lightweight character makes people guess. But the way that like a massive mode Durrell makes you guess is like Wolf. And Wolf's guessing is very terrifying. When you guess wrong, it hurts so bad. And so you want to guess right like a lot, and you want to kind of like, and it's hard to avoid that guess. Massive mode can force guessing, and that's what I like about it. And it can force consequential guessing. At least that's what it feels like to me. I don't know for sure because I don't play Durrell. But when I fought her, the move list is what makes me more worried about it. So this too, right? This running catch throw is a guess, right? And if I attack late, it will still eat that. So it's one of those where almost. Good game, Ray. Good game. And so the thing about massive mode is each time you make an error can kind of hurt a bit, but when you make a bad guess, or when you guess wrong, then it can hurt a lot. And there are times where they can override some of your safe play too. That's what concerns me when I fight. What my instinct tells me that massive mode would give me a harder time. When the rapid mode is a lot like fighting a lightweight character, which Leon is happy to do. Like, Leon is happy fighting against lightweight characters to a degree. It's a lot of my tools are good against that. The mid heavyweights and the heavyweights are the ones that give me more trouble. So, because I could lose on trades, because the frame tight play can be like enforced better and in a stronger way with more consequence. Noodle, thank you very much. It means a lot to me that you find my Leon inspirational, because I know, because I respect your strength a lot, but I respect your experience a lot, and so it means a lot to me that you find my Leon inspirational. I like that commitment. Too. Really? Okay. So he's gonna mash there. That's good. That's good. Have to react a little sooner. I was a little too early.
Round 3. Ready, go!
That was so cool. That was really cool. Ah, good game, Rarity. That was such a fun battle. That was a really, really fun battle. Good game.
What a knucklehead!
I do. So Fofo, I would like to see the remain. I would love that Okizeme and Ukemi Zemi to remain. I would also like Walls to have a sort of Ukemi Zemi game. I think walls and obstacles in the new VF could have Ukemi Zemi type of gameplay that would be very interesting. I think it'd be so cool. Like, you know, do you like how are you gonna respond to the wall hit, right? And I think that could be really cool and interesting.
Knockout! Round 2. Ready, go!
Yeah, I can give you an answer for that. Nice one, Whitmer. I like that.
Knockout!
Okay, so move quick. I'll tell them after this fight.
Go!
We had a real kung fu duel here.
Knockout!
I like this low here. I like the forced side turn and then the low. It's really nice. It does have a weakness, but I like it. I thought I was like Jackie for a sec. I tried to flip kick against the wall. Good game, good game. All right, so Move Quick says, could you tell me why I almost never see people use Akira's counter moves? Are they just not very good, or is it just that they're a risky option? They're risky. Reversals are low reward and moderately high risk. So they lose to anything that they don't reverse. And if a character has got like high launchers, suddenly the mid reversal loses to a high launcher, right? Whereas guard or sidestep could have done a better job. The reward for the reversals is not very high. It's pretty low. And then maybe the Okizeme, but the Okizeme is not the best Okizeme either. So for Akira, his reversals are really something you use as a tool of dominance. You use them to cut somebody off to really get them to stop attacking. But the thing is, Akira would like the opponent to keep attacking. Honestly, Akira would rather the opponent kept attacking as opposed to stop attacking. Because, yeah, yes, Akira can use guard break and throw, but he really likes to beat people with his attacks, right? And so if he does reversal, this is going to encourage the opponent to play a bit more defensively, or more like not strike back, you know? And so the risk is, at high level, the risk is very high. At moderate level, the risk is moderate, but as the stronger your opponent is, the higher the risk is for doing the reversal. So usually the reversal is more of disrupting the opponent, cutting their flow, and if you see a win pattern, but with Akira's reversals, I don't really see much win pattern with those. I don't see like a win play with them. With Pi, you do. So, with Aoi. Aoi's reversals have like, they're backed by her ground throw game, and they're backed by like ground hit, and they're backed by repositioning around the ring. With like Akira, it's not exactly like that. I'm gonna focus on this fight with Matthew, but that's how I can summarize that answer.
Ready, go!
Nice. I'm gonna lose this.
Knockout! Round 3. Ready, go!
So the problem is when you hit this move too early, you can buffer it too early, which is what I did there. I buffered it too early.
Go!
Dang it, Pi. Pi is good at disrupting these types of combos.
Knockout!
Alright. Good game, Matthew. Good game. That was a really fun battle.
What a knucklehead!
Yeah, it's the lack of reward is the problem for Akira's reversals. They're good for dominance. So what do I mean by dominance? When you want to show your opponent you know exactly what they're thinking because there's such a narrow answer, and if for some reason you want to get them to freeze up, which is not bad. Like if you have Akira's guard break of doom down pat, using this reversal could actually get your opponent to just guard and eat the guard break of doom. So that's kind of where I see the reversals having their thing. Against a player like me, it's kind of risky because he does, like Leon can launch from high, mid, or low, but Akira's back all three is really good. Akira's back all three, really, really good. Beats highs and lows, it forces the opponent to use mid attacks.
Seriously?
Really, really good. Leon's 8P plus K shouldn't win against mid-low rising attacks. The damage is less, right? It's got to be less than 20. That's interesting. If they increase the damage for it to do that. How much damage is it now? This move? If this move is 21 or up, then it's good for that, yeah.
Ready, go!
23 damage now? Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's really good. That makes it super reactable way to beat wake-up kicks because it's so fast. Man, I like the way Diva plays. It's so confusing for me. Yeah, Noodle, with your skill, that uppercut's like really risky. I mean, really powerful for beating rising attacks. +100 green combos after that. That's huge. Yeah, that makes it really good near the wall too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and you can do uppercut to hit them off the ground. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. I need to use that. I didn't realize that they upped that. I still like sidekick, but uppercut is really cool. There's definitely that's very scary. 15 frame anti wake up kick. So Fofo says, I mained Akira for the longest, but that guard break a little too much forceful and disruptive of the regular VS back and forth flow. I'm okay with guard break, but that's because there's multiple ways to defend. So the thing is that for the current Akira, I do think the guard break is even scarier than before, only because of how good Super Dashing Elbow is at disincentivizing sidestepping, right? Or like forcing sidestepping into a delay window. And so because of that, the guard break ends up making up for like what it lost in Revo, right? Which was I think it's scarier now because I think Akira can enforce a a linear gameplay more now than he could before. I think, and especially with 1.10, that's especially true now. So it only got even more stronger in that way. So the guard break is a huge amount of pressure. That said, this is a game of guessing. And the thing is guard break is good at punishing one of the defensive options, but it's not good at dealing with all of the other defensive options. So if an Akira is being egregious with guard break, backdash is strong. Sidestep is not as strong, but it's not terrible. It's just not as strong. Backdash is strong. Ducking is strong. Even Abare is not so bad against guard break. So guard break is a very interesting narrow tool. It's still very powerful. Akira's guard break Aduma is truly scary though. Somebody that has that thing down can be very scary. Yeah, 3K is really powerful, Leon. Like I use 3K. You'll see me beat Rising Attack with 3K a lot, and it's because it's easier to react to use on reaction, and it's like the sweet spot of 17 frames. 17 frames is a very common like knee launcher speed, and because of that, there's like a timing that you get used to with those type of moves to beat Rising Attack. Yeah, and so so if you get them side turn with the 3K, it's really powerful. That's why you get that's why you get some really good stuff. Guard break of Doom is not super essential to playing Akira, but it does put an Akira over the top if they can do it without stressing. But if they're not comfortable doing it, then they really shouldn't use it, because it's like it can blow up on you if you don't execute. But if you execute well with it, it's a very powerful tool. But it has a nice rhythm to it. It's like a bam, bam, bam. You know, bam, bam, ba, bam.
This is for real. Say your prayers.
All right. We need to be very careful. Reaper has been very terrifying. Like, not terrifying today. It is Sisha, but also watch out for Sisha because of their defensive play.
Round 2. Ready, go!
So good.
Knockout! Round 3. Ready, go!
I like that very much. That was so cool. This is so sick. That was so sick.
Knockout!
Very good. Yes, Sisha, that was the read. That was really good.
Round 4. Ready, go! Knockout!
Really good battle, Sisha. I like the way that you I like your strategic adjustments. They weren't wrong strategic adjustments, but I was trying to be ready for them.
Fight.
Very good game. That was a very good game. All right, Reaper. I think Rare Entity wants you to beat me good. So I'm fighting the whole L-Blaze army, and this is very scary. This is when Reaper gets very scary, is the third league battle. So
Round one. Ready, go! Knockout. Round two. Ready, go!
what's happening here? That was really good.
Knockout.
Very good.
Round three. Ready, go! Knockout.
You got this, Reaper. So much fun though.
Round four. Ready, go!
Good game. I think Rare Entities won this. So Rare Entity takes first. This was a really fun battle. Good game, Reaper. Good game. Good game. That was an awesome battle. Like I said, don't ever count Reaper out. And the third league, he's usually playing stronger. Like he's kind of woken up, and it's really good. But he's also had time to kind of apply what he's watched. And so it was a really, really good battle. I had a lot of fun with that battle.
Fast attacks will most likely outbeat your fast attacks. So you have to kind of play that in mind when you are dealing with a flamenco stance. And because there's so much options there, you have to get this. You play more the game, you get used to her options or when her string ends, so that it's kind of your turn to act, where it's much more safer for you to act. Alright, let's get the results for this last league for North America. Alright, the Chanchai got lost by the Walk Reaper, so the Walk Reaper spoiled Chanchai's chance to get first place here, so the L-Blaze players are cooperating with each other, I guess.
Oh, the L-Blaze army wins.
Congratulations to Weird Entity for getting first, Chanchai second, and the Walk Reaper third. You're sandwiched between two L-Blaze.
Yeah, well, it was a really good battle, so congratulations. It was an awesome battle with Reaper, and awesome battle with Rare Entity also, so I had a blast with that league battle. Awesome. Congratulations, Rare Entity. That was an excellent league battle. And Reaper, that was an awesome battle at the end there. Good games, man.
Alright, so you guys want to continue playing with it, please do so. We still have some European players playing in that room. I need to mostly get going soon. I had to go. My nephew is getting ready to, will be the first nephew to be leaving for college. So we'll be staying in the local area. So just getting ready the supplies that he needs.
Yeah, I'm just going to be playing like a single run here, and then I'm going to go because got to do a lot of 4th of July stuff as well. My son wants some fireworks, so I'm just going to pick up a couple. And so I don't...
Is it legal to play? Is it legal to play in Portland?
It is as long as you're doing like the ground-based fireworks, like the ones that don't go like above like 10 feet or so. So it's legal, but our family just doesn't go crazy with it. But we do. But the kids do love like a big sparkling fountain, so I'll get probably 2 of those.
Alright, let me just update my little napkin notes here. I'm mostly worried that Soy AKAI, who's hosting a D4 defense towards Virtuosos. But before I do, I'll just make some comments at the end. Let's see, where's my.
Round 3. Ready, go!
So I wonder if we'll get some news from Sega at the back now at Melbourne. That's the next Virtua Fighter Open Championship event in Australia. It'd be nice if we do. I said keep the people continuing engaged while before the game comes out. Where's Rare Entity? Rare Entity's here. Second goes to Chantai, 2 second place finish and 1 first place finish. And the Walk Reaper I think has 2 third place finishes today. I think we have 33 people show up today, so thank you guys for playing. Let me go check something here. But as you guys know, this is the start of the 3rd season. Let's see. This is the start of the 3rd season, so we had. Oh, that's not the thing I need to go to. Just a second. And so, those who have finished first
Round 1.
in the season 1, who had was the league leaders in season 1 or season 2. So for North America, that'd be General Whipper, now known as Nate the Whipper, and Rare Entity. And for Europe, that would be Box Pizza Cat and Kingo. If they want to, they're not required to participate in the playoffs. But I am planning to do it playoffs in October to December, so it's not a single day event. Alright, so whoever wins the season 3 or whoever got the most first place finishes in season 3 will also get a spot in their playoffs. And if it's someone that already was a league leader this season, then we'll just make it that spot to someone who has the most top 25% finishes. Alright, so there's right now 3 spots for league leaders, 3 spots for who had the most top 25% finishes. I'll have that posted in the playoffs channel in the official Virtua Fighter Discord channel. And then we will have a qualifier tournament, a single day qualifier tournament for those who had even one single top 25% finish. So if you ever put in one of these league sessions that I host, since 4th stage came out and got the first place finish, you can participate in the qualifier tournament. Alright, these are still things that's being worked out. But hopefully this is something of interest, be fun. But this is all doing for the first time for me personally. Alright, so the playoff qualifiers will be determined in format. This is the general idea I have. So quarterfinals, we have the matches already determined who is playing against each other. We'll have dates set, like what works for those participants. So this way, if we try and make it as easy as possible for who are interested in playing, they can play in the playoffs. So we figure a date that works for them, and then we get the match play. So the quarterfinal matches, I'm thinking it will be like a first to 3. So whoever gets 3 wins first. If it's in the semifinals, I think increasing like how much wins you get. So whoever get 5 wins first, and finals, whoever get 10 wins. Alright, this is all kind of it's still up in the air. So if you guys have suggestions on what would make it more interesting or thrilling, or less matches, more matches, please let me know. So this will happen alongside season 4. Okay, so these will be times outside the season.
Knockout.
But yeah, so the finals, semifinals, quarterfinals, those are different days. Those are basically a date that is set between the 2 players so that we can do that individually. So it's not all going to be happening on one single day. Yeah, we'll see how that works. In my head, it sounds fun. I don't know if it's going to be fun or not, but let's see. Okay. Finally, as a Virtual Fighter official Discord, we're doing the weekday novice sessions already. We're still working on the VF communities idea. I feel like this is the right move since I saw an Evo Las Vegas announcement, the locals. Evo is actually doing something very similar to what I was had in mind, where they have a map and people listening to different communities, so people could find information about it. So we'll see how if this is something actually is good for Virtual Fire. But maybe the Evo step will be overwhelmingly better. But I'll do it right now for the official Discord channel, this community list. So you'll be seeing that soon. And I think that's it. Do you have anything else, Chan Chai?
No, I just want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July and play more VF, enjoy talking a bit more about the lower VF. It's been a very, very exciting week since you can see all kinds of video game players and entertainment enjoyers being excited for Virtua Fighter Crossroads. So I'm super, super happy about that. I do want to give a shout out to the Dead or Alive community because I know that the way that the news is rolling out on 6 last round and the way that game is rolling out, it's not really to their favor or to how they would like it. But I do think that for them, there is hope for improvement, but mostly there's hope for Dead or Alive 7. So one of those things where, as a fellow fighting game fan, as somebody who has always stuck by his franchise and loves it, I want to, hearts out to you guys, but keep up the good fight. And Dead or Alive is still really fun to play at locals and in many ways. But but I am also of course, I'm really happy with how things are for Virtua Fighter Crossroads, and I think VF fans are very happy, and I think 3D fighting game fans overall could be very happy as well. So this is a great time. Cheers and happy 4th of July.
AKAI, so I'm going with AKAI, who is hosting South America's Defensores Virtuosos. Again, thanks to everyone for coming on to stream to watch, all the people streaming and all those who's watching the other people's streams. These sessions was more of an organizational with in purpose to as an organizational way and to share Virtua Fire with as many people as possible. But yeah, I'll host this again tomorrow, Sunday. Same thing for Europe and North America. I might host it on the Switch too this time, one this for Europe maybe. I want to see if that actually solves some issues for us, like one specific person, possibly a cat. And those who's interested in the novice sessions, I'll post the schedule of that on Sunday night, or just would be like Monday graveyard shift midnight time for Europe players. So we have a bi-weekly takeover tomorrow. BAM next weekend. That's Japan. That's Australia's tournament. I think E-Design is going to be there, so not sure if he'll participate this time. He might skip out maybe like Evo Las Vegas, but he usually is one of the biggest support of Virtua Fighter. So looking forward to see that. All right, you guys have a good night. Good afternoon.
All right, have a good night. Thanks so much, AKAI. Thanks for everything you do. So you can hear my once the raid happens, the audio goes like that. All right, thanks a lot, AKAI. It's just been really good. I am still on stream, so just so you don't actually say anything that shouldn't be on stream.
I won't be doing any embarrassing secret information, which for your record, I do not have much secret information to be able to spill.
Right, I know everybody would like you to leak the to leak the private work chats, So.
Like last week, I honestly believe that the announcement for the Bacchanal trailer, I didn't know there was a Bacchanal trailer, but it was going to be like before the top 8 Street Fighter finals, but it was actually revealed much earlier than that. Only knows that when I waited behind the stream and he was watching it. I was like, whoa, wait, it's already being shown. So don't. If I say something, it might not be true. It's some of it's the speculations on my part.
Oh, I did want to give you another shout out though. What is the name again of the announcer from that was on the VF5 commentary in Japanese?
This is the person who during the Virtua Fighter 5 days, where the Japanese have a group. The Sega has a group of Japanese commentators and Chibita travel around Japan to kind of promote Virtua Fighter. Mostly, some of you are more familiar with Sexy Saito, but the other person, so Sexy Saito usually wear the red outfits. The other person, let me just get his name before I mispronounce it. He was the other commentator. He's actually also one of the voices for the Japanese commentators in the vanilla Virtua Fighter 5 in-game commentary. Let me get his name here just a second.
Fofo says, Akai, you sound super young. You must be a very healthy individual.
I sound super young?
Yeah. But
I'm old. My receding hairline is begs to differ. Is that what I sound like on your Discord Twitter?
yeah, apparently. Well, I do think you still have a youthful sound to your voice, you know, because your voice is still clear and you're articulate, or you articulate, right? And I think because you articulate, you know, like you consciously articulate, so I think that gives kind of a youthful sense to your English. You know, so
I see.
and that you also tend to be humble, so I think that also some people might think you're younger because of that too. So even though that's more what people wish young people would talk like.
I might be old. I'm older than Susna. I might be older than Chan too. I'm 45, so we're pretty close in age.
I won't comment.
As Fukami Narihide-san, that was in person. I just randomly just wrote to me, say hi. I said, "Oh, okay." So I just go to a picture, and go into turn on my PlayStation 3, load up Virtua Fighter 5, change my language settings to Japanese, and and heard his voice and kind of show it to people because it's always good to kind of honor or pay respect to those who are part of the VF history. So I felt that. So it was nice that you got some recognition. Oh, maybe I sound good too. Sound youthful is maybe because of this Rode USB plus microphone that someone was very thoughtful to anonymously send to me. So thank you for that anonymous person.
Indeed. But you do have a youthful energy and the curiosity that you don't act like an old man. Maybe a grumpy old man in certain other capacity. but like, I think on stream though, you definitely don't. And I think in person, like, I always enjoy, I enjoy just you always doing your best to be objective, right? And we can't always be it because we're human, but like, but it keeps us all very stable and, but also always good vibes, always good intentions and good vibes too.
Oh, thanks. I always consider you as the 100% optimistic person of us. But
oh, thank you. Well, you also know that, like, that's, I try to maintain it, be optimistic, but you also know I have my other side too, but it's not like a bad thing, it's just more of a processing side, But thank you very much. Like, really, really fun fighting Noodles Leon, though. There's a lot of stuff, but I'm hoping that he's seeing a lot of stuff. I really
awesome.
Yeah. He's in the room now, and I always enjoy sparring with them. I enjoy, like, they're really strong, but they're also really humble. They're like you. So they're like too humble. But
I think he's a Dead or Alive or Tekken player background also.
both, yeah, and Soul Calibur, and
So it's like KNR then. KNR is a multi 3D fighter talented player.
yes.
Okay, that is done. That is done. Alright, let me go download this.
Nine people. L Blaze's Demon Dance is so amazing. It's such a good move. If the opponent likes to use movement, this thing like undermines it a lot. It puts them in a very defensive position. It's really good.
Yeah, in rank mode, including Thursday where I got to play against the Rock Rare rank. I got to play against the Rock Reapers, L Blaze, Jimmy's L Blaze, and we're entering L Blaze.
Yeah.
This last couple of days, and everyone plays so different, and so it's like, okay, I
it's very confusing.
Yeah, I have a strategy against one player's L Blaze, or I lost to a lot to one L Blaze, and okay, develop my strategy against those moveset, and then when I play against someone else, they don't use those movesets, so it's like, shit like that. So.
And he's definitely got his sweep has got like the low profile. And so I've definitely been learning a lot fighting all these L Blazes, and I love it. I'm glad that L Blaze is strong currently too. But he's a skill character. Like, you have to have quite a bit of skill because the spacing judgment is pretty tough with him. But he has some scary tools. So like, you know how like Lei Fei has like his uppercut? Like the 1P plus K. L Blaze is L Blaze, I think it's 4K plus G or 7K plus G. It's like where he does like a backflip and kick at the same time, but not the running away one. It's the one that's like just like he stays in place. But this thing hits it hits like 27 damage. So at least against like a lightweight character, he can do a lot of trades against lightweight characters just doing this if he knows they're gonna attack. And then he can do rocket discharge right away after that. So it's really scary. And then like, even though I like to attack, the Reaper knows that like I prefer to defend if I see L Blaze flying at me. So like I'm really free to L Blaze's catch throw from it. So like when he does like hot dog and then does throw, it's like I will eat that every time pretty much, because it's just like I'm afraid to attack because every other option like will just really do a lot of damage against you for attacking. So it's just like a really powerful, you know. L Blaze in this game is like Tekken 8's Heat mode. It really feels like you're dealing with Heat mode like a lot when you're fighting against L Blaze in this game. So it's an interesting dynamic. It's not terrible, it's just really like, but it's hard because even when you guess right, it's hard to punish. You could do throw. Throw is a pretty good punish, but it's a guess, right? But you have to just be happy with the guess. But the best way to, like, for me that I found to damage him is that unless he commits to certain other moves. So it's been a very interesting matchup. It keeps me on my back foot as a person who likes to be an aggressive player. But you can also keep Blaze on his back foot. But those moments when he just gets the right hit in, it's like that momentum swing is so strong, it's so scary. So yeah. So we have a lot of good L Blaze players in North America, and that's a wonderful thing. So I will beat them all again soon. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. All right. Well, I am gonna head out soon too, but it's been a real pleasure. I'm glad you did the AKAI leaks today. I better go get fireworks before the fireworks stand closed and my son gets sad.
Okay. Thanks for the chat. I'll talk to you next time.
Talk to you next time. Cheers.
Bye.
So you guys, I'm gonna answer some questions before we go. But I hope you guys are having a good time. I hope you had a great time watching me play. I hope you guys enjoy the Virtua Fighter I bring. And I hope that whatever comments or advice I give, I hope it's helpful. But it is up to you, the player. But my intention is have more strong players and to keep, and also making sure everybody keeps enjoying Virtua Fighter. It's just such a fun game. So yeah, Fogofo chimed in and said yes, Fukami Nahamide and Sexy Saido. Now Sexy Saido is one that, like, I think when Virtua Fighter 4 first came to Evo, I think it was Virtua Fighter 4 Evo, I wasn't there, but in North America, that's when a lot of Americans fighting game players got to experience what Japan gets to experience with the intense commentary, the intense MCing in a Virtua Fighter event from the Virtua Fighter 3 and 4 eras, and Virtua Fighter 5 as well. And just the energy. And so a lot of people would tell me how they remembered that Evo because of that, because Virtua Fighter 4's presence was so amazing, and they got to watch players like Chibita. They got to watch Japanese legends fight, and I know that inspired some of the hardcore fighting game players to get into Virtua Fighter back then.
You've got nothing.
Well, we teach each other, Noodle. You and I teach each other because we're both strong. But there's so much for us to show each other. So yeah. So what are parts of the VF lingo you want rescued? So can you explain what you mean by the VF lingo? You're talking about the vocabulary? Is that what you mean, Fofo? Please let me know. I apologize if I don't fully understand what you meant. Fofo said, Akai, the VF5 commentators are sexy side on. Yeah, sorry I didn't explain that to Akai. Thank you very much, Fofo. They are awesome and they are very memorable. And I'm really happy to see that when Akai made that post, Nahamide Fukami seemed very, very thankful that overseas Virtua Fighter players recognize him and appreciate his work, and we do. We really, really do. You know, these games, they entertain us personally, but these are made with a lot of great effort by a lot of people that work really hard, especially in entertainment, but especially in video games. And so I really do want people to appreciate the production process, appreciate how much work, how much financing goes into these, how much risk is being taken, how much sacrifice is made for the things that we're enjoying. Sometimes, yes, we gotta ask for the things we want, but I do want people to also appreciate everything that goes into making it, and everything that makes it special. And that includes the players too, and the community organizers too. So there's just so much going into it. But I think when we can see the work and passion people put in things, I think there's a better chance for humanity, actually, and especially when people are this committed for us to have a wonderful time. So, for example, Ukizemi, you is not endangered; it's extinct. Vocabulary is always a tough thing when it comes to the gaming public, and especially multilingual, right? Especially when we go multiple languages. I do think signature moves tend to live a long time. So the name of a special move, people will attach to that, but in Virtua Fighter there are so many attacks. So this becomes a lot. If you try to remember all of them, then not many people would understand beyond the real standout moves. Concepts have a chance to live longer, but for an international audience, this is always a tricky one to do. But I would like us to, I will still use the language, but it's true that I've changed my language over time as well. I think Ukemi-zemi, or I guess you call it Ukizemi. I didn't know it's called Ukizemi because I always just thought it was Ukemi and then Zemi, but yeah. But Ukemi, I still like the term Ukemi, but people might just call it tech, but tech means so many things. So language is always hard, and it's made by the people, unfortunately. And sometimes I go against the official language too. But I do think that if let's say Sega does more community, because they said they're involving community more, and because there is more communication, then I do think that the chance of the language being more used is going to happen because of that, because of community management, because of more community communication, right? Because we're going to come across to agreements on how we're going to communicate certain concepts and ideas. So that can unify people just by the fact that people will listen to what Sega says on it to a degree, depending on how much they maintain communication. And it looks like they're going to maintain a lot of communication. So I think we have that. But I do think that I personally, yeah, I do like the Japanese terminology, but partly because also the concepts are pretty good. So I always like the term like nitaku, but you know, and then after that in English I like the term mix-up, but you know, I'll admit that I'm biased because I'm one of the people that doesn't really like the term 50-50, because I think that that's like, it's not just because it's oversimplifying it, but because not just because it's oversimplifying it, but because I think it gives the person the wrong idea at a higher level. But I'm okay people using the term, but I rather use mix-up or okizeme than 50-50, because 50-50 can be like a bad teacher, right? I teach people how to play better VF, and so when people go, if it's equal chance up and equal chance down, I just don't care. I just randomly choose it. And then I'm like, that's not really the way to approach your opponent. Your opponent actually has a preference. There's a thing he wants to do. There's also damage mitigation, because sometimes the odds are not 50-50. If one does more damage than the other, then protecting against the more damaging option is better odds. You know, it's just better play, and force your opponent to have to concede for that, you know? And that's why I don't like the term 50-50, even though that's common in America, and they'll say this is what like fighting game players are used to. But then I'm like, okay, but this also might be why it's harder like we can use the opportunity of a new game to, you know, use a little bit of a better vocabulary and illustrate concepts better. So I think language does matter. It's very complicated though, and it's kind of up to the people. But I hope this collaboration between Sega, between the general public, between fighting game players, and between Virtua Fighter players can all find a nice harmony and agreements on vocabularies to a degree, you know? As long, yeah. Yeah. So our differentiation between string and combo has been supplanted by Tekken's combo and natural combo. Yeah. So Virtua Fighter has used the term natural combo in English. And when we teach Tekken players, we definitely mention it. But yeah, it's true that like, I think the thing is that I will say this: every culture has a bias has a preference, right? There's a lot of Tekken players that tell us what language we should use, but I've also seen where I've had to kind of point out that Virtua Fighter has concepts that like, where it's not that makes it bad, it's just that there's a reason we came up with the way we did, and that we're gonna illustrate more, right? And we're gonna try to be less confusing by having things that sound similar not be exactly the same, because they confuse people. And that's good, a dialogue, yeah. But it's true that a lot of people come up with good things. But I've also had to explain why the Virtua Fighter community has typically gone to numeric notation, because when you say down forward, well, do I mean quarter circle forward? Do I mean like down and then forward, or do I mean diagonal down forward? And if I mean diagonal down forward, when Akira wants to do Yoho, should I do like down forward is vague, so should I say diagonal down forward? That's a lot of syllables, and that is a lot of attention span lost for some people that are trying to follow, right? And that's why I think 3-3-P becomes very efficient, but it is a layer that somebody has to learn, right? And anytime I switch from one scene to another scene, I'm gonna have to learn something. If I learn Tekken, I will have to learn Tekken lingo, right? But it's true that we can always evolve. So our community did evolve, because actually the Virtua Fighter community used to use descriptive. The Virtua Fighter community used to use the same notation in English that Tekken uses. It switched to numeric because it found it efficient for this game, and it also found it easier to communicate with international players in a multilingual environment. It found it to be much more efficient. The Japanese players understood what move we were talking about, and they gave us decent answers. And if they couldn't give us answers, they showed us, right? And so, but at least we can communicate the move. And so I felt numeric notation was very unifying for a competitive player. So who is the language for? Well, the language is there is a language that's for beginners, yes. But there's also a language for people that want to get stronger and have a clearer concept of the game. And this is why language always gets a little tricky. But it's always a great discussion to have this. And it is always good. But it is true that people that come from the popular game are going to use the popularity as the justification to use their terminology, right? So Street Fighter players, I haven't run into the Street Fighter players doing this much, but they might. But I do run into Tekken players saying you should do the Tekken way because there's more Tekken players. Yeah. So, option select came from, so option select in English came from a couple things. So the history is that actually the Virtua Fighter 2 community used option select because throw, if you do a throw and it doesn't throw, it was like an attack animation. So you ended up with attack. So this was kind of an early case of it. And then what made it very popular in America was actually John Che, and I don't know if it was Seth Killian, but somebody in the Shoryuken.com blog, they made an article, John Che with them, about Third Strike with both Kara throw, but also using the throw escape input in like down and both low punch, light punch, light kick as like a low punch and also as a throw escape. And so this, and then they alluded to Virtua Fighter 2 having this concept of option select. And they chose it this way because it was basically, well, the game is you're gonna do the better option of the two when you do these things. And that's the first time I saw in English people writing about option select, but they were alluding to Virtua Fighter 2 community, illustrating this concept of an option select in Virtua Fighter 2's throw system. So I don't, but I also would agree that maybe that this concept is a little tricky to find the right analog to explain to people that don't know fighting games, right? If you do this, it will cover this, this, and this, right? But that said, that one is definitely really common. VF did use that term as well as Street Fighter and other fighting games, and other games kind of adopted the term, though I have also seen people change how they use the term. I am gonna stop playing now, but I appreciate but yeah, so it's definitely another interesting part of this conversation about what do we want to use for the language of Virtua Fighter. What I will say is a lot of people always want to go for what seems convenient for them, but backed by why it was logical for them in the first place. So again, Tekken players come to Virtua Fighter, why don't you use my terminology, right? Why they're like, why don't you stop using numeric notation, right? Guilty Gear players understand it, so they're happy to use numeric notation. But I've also explained why I like numeric notation myself, but it is extra work because I feel like if I was to make certain content, I want to show both. I want to show the graphic, and I want to show the verbal, and I want to show the numeric, right? And I actually have worked on creating assets for that, but and that's a lot of information on the screen. That makes it overly complicated, and that might turn off some people too. But no matter what, people are always going to use language to express both sides of this. They will express the desire to learn more and to communicate better. They will also express I have a status quo, and I would like everyone else to use my status quo. And usually that means they're going to use majority rules, right? That's like when in America people saying speak English. And maybe in China, people want more people to use Mandarin. Maybe in Thailand, they might say, maybe some people in Bangkok think that Bangkok's version of Thai is more popular and more likely, and so that should be the global Thai. So this language is always an interesting discussion. And there's always going to be some compromise, too, if we do actually agree on anything to how to use it. Yeah, and then there's also the language you use in highest stream too. So, which I don't particularly use here, but I'm not against Haya's language in his streams. You know, so I don't really talk about cheeks in here that much, right? Yeah, Real News like Haya taught me everything I know. There you go. Sarah is so strong, dude. Sarah is like really, really good character. Like, yeah, gotta love Sarah. Fofo says, I remember someone suggesting to transition to numerical. I think it's an old post from 2002. Yeah, like I think VFDC moved to numerical around 2005, 2006. Like when I started playing Virtua Fighter 5 Vanilla is when I realized the scene had moved into numerical. And I liked it right away though. I had gone years not using numerical, but having to re-explain what down forward meant. I had to go, well, diagonal down forward, and then they're like, can you say that again? So I was like, diagonal down forward, and punch. And it was interesting how many people kept doing quarter circle forward twice and punch anyways, right? You know, I could also say southeast, and that would still be confusing. Yeah. But I have spent time, you know, like, some people have the attention span to hear the diagonal down forward, right? But I really do like, I like how fast it is to communicate numerical, right? I can talk about Leon's wall combo. It's like, okay, once you get a wall stagger, do 9K, and then do 4-6P plus K, and then 4-6K plus G, then do P guard cancel into 4-3P plus K, and then 6PP. You know, and of course no one's going to remember all that, but that's how easy it is to rifle that whole combo that way, and I could write it down and it takes up less space on paper. When I took notes, numerical notation was way faster by a lot, and you know, it's, of course you're using just less commas if you're comparing to down forward, right? What I do like about numerical is also less need for commas. You know, less need for commas in numerical notation. So, like, you still use them, but you use them to separate, like, the whole move as opposed to the directions of the move. Noodle says he lost because Haya taught them everything they know. Hey, don't do your teacher bad like that. But yeah, so it's the lingo that we use in a fighting game is definitely complicated. It ends up being the community's choice by like the masses of the community, by who's playing and who's active in it. Like, you know, Mike doesn't like people using 5P. He doesn't like using 5 as neutral. I think it's good to indicate neutral. I think it's good to say 3-3-5G for fuzzy guard, right? Because if you said 3-3-G, that could still be 3-3 and hold 3 and do G, right? But Mike doesn't like people saying 5P, even though. But in the Guilty Gear community, I think they all just use that. But in Virtua Fighter, it's only some of us that, mostly the players that came from other fighting games, that will use 5P, right? I don't use 5P, but I don't think it's bad to do it. But Mike is annoyed of it. Mike of VFDC does not like people saying 5P. He thinks it's unnecessary. And I don't disagree with him, but I don't think it's painful. I don't think it's painful to use 5P. You know, I'm just like, I think you're just being an old man and you're irritated, but this is not one of the things I'm going to be fighting against. You know, is the use of 5P. So Fofo says, I have Seth Killian to blame for the bad translation. Maybe. You got to ask him if he's the one who came up with it. I can't remember if it was Seth Killian that did the article or not. You can tie John Che is definitely part of that article, but I don't know if it was Seth Killian for sure that did the third strike, you know, 2P, like down. I think it might have been John Che's article. I think John Che might be the one. I think he might be him by himself, but I think he did the article about down and throw escape to be like a crouching light punch that can also break throw in third strike.
Round one. Ready, go!
If you want to fight a character over and over again in there. It's not the same, but in training mode, I like setting the AI to different settings like CPU level 5 with everything in the advanced menu set to random. And then you can set the life bar to B so that anytime that you get, like, you knock out their full health, it'll reset. That's one way to do it. There is, of course, arcade mode. And there is also, of course, world stage mode, which I like, but you want to fight the same person over and over. So I think for that, but I don't think that there's a traditional versus CPU mode of the old school type. So yeah, so sorry about that, Child to See, but I hope those concessions work for you. Because I do enjoy fighting against the AI. Like, I do like sparring with the AI. There's different things. In arcade mode, the first 2 levels of AI are pretty good for practicing combos like normal hit, counter hit, and wall combos. And then after that, you have to start flowing a little more, but you can also do different options. And one of my biggest advice for playing against computer, if you start beating the computer a lot, is to allow yourself to try using different things. Not things that you think will win, but things that are reasonable options, and get good at responding to whether you get hit or whether you get the hit. I think that's really powerful to use against. I think it's a powerful way to train yourself. Let yourself, like, instead of worrying about having bad habits, give yourself control. How do you give yourself control? You give yourself the capability to do any option. It takes a while, but you give yourself the ability to change options, to do different options. If you're only doing the options you think will win, that's a habit. If you allow yourself to change up your option, even a losing option, that's control. And so give yourself the ability to have control, and then give yourself the ability to respond to situations that, yes, you won, but also situations you lost, and situations that didn't do anything at all. And it's really important in this game. You'll see that happen here. Higher level player might, if they don't have it, they might actually defend or watch, or they might commit to an attack, but they're capable of all 3. You have to be able to do that. Now, as a beginner, yes, you should, if you succeed, attack or throw. And if you fail, defend. That's what you do as a beginner so that you have the foundation and the high percentage play. But that only lasts so long. Once your opponents raise their level and you raise your level, you start actually having to play options versus options. And you actually have to start you actually start playing in a way that's going to beat the way they're playing. And so you move on from that. And sometimes you just go back to that. When I succeed, I'm going to attack or throw, and when I fail, I'm going to defend. But that's not the end of the game. That's not the only thing you do. That's not even how to win this game single player. That's just how you have foundational, strong play as a default. But now you need the control to be able to attack when you fail. Why? Because maybe when you fail, your opponent starts throwing you. And if your opponent starts throwing you when you fail, now you have this. Now attack is a really good option. And this game plays on this rock paper scissors. But for stability, attack and throw are really good when you have advantage, when you've succeeded. And defending is really good when you fail. Doesn't mean it's the only thing you got, but it is really good if you don't know what to do. Those are good. And then start learning about what you can do when you know. And you'll get better. Explore different moves, experiment. If you're a defensive player, allow yourself to try once in a while to be an assertive player. If you're an aggressive player, allow yourself once in a while to be a more defensive player. This game wants you to kind of improve a lot of skills all at once, and it's quite a bit. But it's a lot of fun if you do that and if you have a learning mindset. So that's my advice. Yeah, I don't know if James Chen was writing the articles at that time yet or not, was he? At the time, I mostly knew James Chen for his combo videos back in the day before he did a lot more other stuff too. But maybe, yeah, it might have been John Choi and James Chen. I know John Choi definitely was part of the third strike option select article. So yeah, I want to just get a feel for the game and have fun. Play single player, play world stage mode on easy. play arcade mode, play them both, and just have fun. Just have fun with the move list. Have fun doing stuff. Find combos that seem to work on everyone. So Child of Sea, welcome to Virtua Fighter. My number one advice, just have fun with it. This game is more of a sandbox. A lot of times people are like, what should I do? And yes, there are strong plays, but this game really rewards you for just like having fun trying the different moves and try to imagine how you could use them. And when you fight people, you'll learn some lessons of what works and what might have difficulty working. But it really is important to let yourself just enjoy the game and try different moves, because there's so many moves. It doesn't mean you have to do them all. It just means you have to find the ones that you really like to do, and your inquisitive process, how do I make this work, can help you. And then also learn what other people tell you when you're ready and when you have enough experience to kind of see what they're saying. So I'm cheering for you, and I hope you enjoy this game as much as I do. Yeah, Fobo says I have Mike's boomer mentality too. I have some of it in me as well, I'll admit, but I do try to think of everybody else, and but Mike is also trying to think of everyone else. It's just Mike has definitely got his stubborn side though. Mike definitely has like a more strong view of things, but they're really smart and they're really well thought out, and so that's why and it works so well in his life and in what he does. So I think Mike is amazing, and I also want to give shout outs to Mike, because VirtuaFighter.com is something all Virtua Fighter players can be proud of. It's an amazing website, it's an amazing community resource, and honestly, like, it is still a bedrock foundation, even if people are just lurking on it nowadays. It is a huge foundation, so I don't want to see VirtuaFighter.com go away. I want that to maintain, I want that to stay, and I want it to still have a place even through Crossroads, and I think it will. But I do think Mike is working on different ways of modernizing some of the information that's presented. I think he's taking some inspiration for some of the things that have happened, but I think he's also finding the workflows so that Crossroads, they can do more of this. Yeah, so Fofo says, I'm not American, so I don't have the nuance, but while following the VF action, not through yours or AKAI's channels, but from the New Age players' streams, because many of them do stream. That is awesome. I'm glad that the game is being represented by newer generations as well. And I'm really glad that you're here supporting mine, so thank you so much, Fofo. By the way, for others to know, Fofo is chatting from YouTube, and I do stream on both YouTube and Twitch. And for those that get frustrated by ads, which do help support this channel, if you watch on YouTube, you're less likely to see ads. And so you can always watch it on both. That would help me. But the watching on YouTube allows you a few things. One, won't see ads. Two, if you miss anything, you can always rewind, and its interface is really good at rewinding and jumping around the video to kind of catch up what you missed. So yeah. That's up to you if you want to call out people and stuff, because I'm sure a lot of times there is terms of service and whatnot, but that said, I'm not gonna comment on that. That's not my area. My area is not on slurs, except that in my stream, don't do any slurs. What I will say is I won't take any type of slur, anything that can be seen as anything that's used in a slur-like way. I definitely will, because my main rule is respect, right? If you can maintain the respect here, I'm happy to have you here. That's really it. When we get into disrespect, that's just not my brand. that's just not my way of doing things. So yeah. But I try to be respectful, yeah.
Round 3. Ready?
Yep.
Go!
Anyways, thank you all so much. I am gonna finally go because my son is waiting, but I had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed this awesome VF action we had today. And congratulations, I guess, to myself. Congratulations to Blurring, and congratulations to Rare Entity. So really happy to see all three of us get a win. Of course, I would prefer to have gotten 2 first place finishes today, but the Rock Reaper played an awesome battle and beat me good. So it's good stuff. Good games, everyone. So let's find someone to raid. It's probably going to be Soy AKAI. So, you know, on 4th of July, enjoy Latin American Virtua Fighter, you know, because everybody else has got to get ready for fireworks, right? So, let's see. The image quality, I do like the image quality of YouTube. Not gonna lie, I like the image quality of YouTube. I also like its management of bandwidth, because if I'm on mobile, there are times when I can't watch Twitch and times when I can, depending on where I'm at. But YouTube can be pretty consistent. So, yeah. Also, shoutouts to Juicebox, even though I'm gonna raid Soy AKAI, but Juicebox right now is doing Rhythm Heaven Groove, and always appreciate Juicebox's love of Virtua Fighter and what he's done for Virtua Fighter as well. But today we will raid Soy AKAI.
Round 2. Ready, go!
All right. So right now we're preparing the raid for Soy AKAI. Let's see how many people we can get over to Soy AKAI. Soy AKAI, they do speak Spanish. Setsuna's in there, but you can speak English. They'll communicate with you. And they're a very multilingual group, and they're very, very nice. I don't know if they do Portuguese though, but they do Spanish and they do English. So yeah. All right, here we go. Everyone, thank you so much. You guys have a great one, and keep playing more Virtua Fighter. Fofo, it's really good to have you here. Thank you very much for your support. All right, here we go. Cheers, everybody, and happy 4th of July to you all. Noodle Blurring, happy 4th of July. And yeah, don't whiff either. So. All right.